Alright. All right, everybody come back in here. Come on back in here. Come on back in here. Let's get this started. Y'all hit the like button again. We're going to get this thing started back up. I forgot to put my hand up. What happened? How do I do it? Hold on. Hold on. Y'all come on up in here, but hold on. Jesus Christ. Alright, I don't have my hand up. I restarted the live, but we're talking about what are we going to do after the election? How are we going to mobilize after the election? You know, that's what we're talking about. We're coming with strategy to how we're going to mobilize and get ourselves together. Y'all come on up in here, hit that like button. You know how they like to do my account. I don't know why. They want to shadow ban. They're starting to shadow ban me now. They're starting to, you know, not get the word out. Make sure y'all come in and y'all share the live, share the live, share the live, share the live. We got to have the conversation with the melanated family. Let's get the likes up and let's try to have the conversation. Let's talk about what we're going to do if Kamala wins, what we're going to do if a Trump wins. We still got to have a strategy. We still got to keep progressing. You know, no matter who's in office, we're still FBA. And we got to mobilize and we got to be strategic. Okay? So I'm getting my laptop. My laptop, you know, all kinds of stuff is happening there. My laptop is having problems. Yeah, we got to mobilize. You know, we can't. You know, I don't think we have the luxury as Black Americans to worry about the national office at this point. We can't worry about who's in power. We got to make sure that we are doing things to safeguard ourselves from any type of attack that may come from either side. It just doesn't matter. You know, whether it's Marxism or it's fascism, we gotta thrive. I'm sliding with YT folks if Kamala win. Okay, all right. Listen, we do need allies, y'all. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Okay, so it's not that you gotta like anybody, but if they're against something that you're against, that's a good thing. I'll be checking out today at 10 a.m., but we'll return after. Okay. I'm not gonna go long. I'm only gonna go till 9. I'm a little late today. But what I want to talk about is what are we gonna do, family, after the election? Let's talk about it. What are we going to do after the election, man? How are we going to mobilize ourselves? How are we going to take back power? How are we going to dominate in the local and state level until we get big enough to dominate on the national stage? We need to be thinking about, at some point within the next 20 years, we got to have a candidate that's a foundational Black American candidate that is ready to run and do great things for us. Yes. We need to use AAVE TikTok words. Yes, indeed. No, I just restarted the live. Okay. When I restart the live, if you said anything that was trollish that we didn't like, and I give my mods permission, they need to get y'all up out of here. You know, mute you. You know, we don't need agitators. We don't need people. Y'all click that like button, y'all. Pound that like button. Let's get to it. Get me to 5K, 10K, 11K likes. Let's get to it. But we got to figure out what we're going to do, family. How are we going to mobilize? It doesn't matter who's in power. At this point, listen, I'm hearing all type of things. I saw your DM, brother. I saw it. Appreciate the follow too, by the way. Appreciate the follow. Let's not be trolls, man. Let's just be real people. Let's stand on business. Let's stand on business, man. We don't got time to be trolling. We don't got time for that. You know, I was reading some of the comments in my on some of my posts that are getting like 300, 500 comments, and people are saying, well, what about African culture? And then the guy starts naming off tribes in his country, and I'm like, a tribe? That's not a culture. What are you talking about? Give me something culture. Okay, here's a culture that's part of Africa, right? And this is not denigrating, this is just pointed out. Y'all believe in witchcraft. Y'all are so afraid of witchcraft. Like, if anybody walks around looking like a voodoo master, y'all that's part of your culture. That's not part of Black American culture, right? We're not worried so much about witchcraft like you guys are on the continent, even though we have it here. We're under heavy propaganda and witchcraft here, but that's not something that we that's not something that we latch on to. We're not looking at people like that's a witch, or we're oblivious to it. I don't say we're oblivious to it. We don't put stock in it like they do over there in Africa or maybe even in the Caribbean. Okay, we're not concerned about that. There's something called they got something called night runners. That's part of some of their cultures, right? Where these people get up at night, right? And they run around and annoy people. Remember how we used to do a ding dong door ditch? Remember that? As kids, imagine a whole group of people who were born into this night runner, right? And they do ding dong door ditch and prank on people, get on their roofs and make noise and bother old people and bother people while they should be sleeping. It's like a high for them. That's part of their culture. We don't do that. You don't see people running around at midnight or 3 in the morning, playing games while people are asleep. That's not part of our culture. We don't do that. So I'm just interested. We got I commented back. What is a tribe? What is your culture? What culture are you talking about that is prevalent over there? Okay, because there's a lot of things that y'all do that we don't do. It's not part of our culture. That's what I'm saying. We're not African. We've had an ethnogenesis. We are foundational Black Americans. We are rooted and grounded here, not over there. Thank you for the gift. Appreciate it. So we got to stay on task though, man. What are we gonna do, family? What are we gonna do after the election? No matter who wins, we let me tell you what we should not be doing. We should not be walking around sad over what candidate won. Oh, Trump won. It's over. They're gonna deport us. We're going back. There's gonna be more racism, and it's gonna be no. Oh, Kamala wins. Oh no, more immigrants. Oh, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna stand on business? And how are we gonna combat what's coming? Because we don't listen. The national level, we're out of that game. We're out of that game until we can get our own candidate to run. We're out of that game. We got to focus now on the state, the local, and we got to affect things. So think about this. If Kamala wins, right, she's gonna change thing on the federal level, right? If Trump wins, he's gonna put more power with the state. So our focus is gonna be different. Think about that. We're gonna be battling the state versus the federal government. If Kamala wins, we're gonna have to go battle everything on a federal level. But if Trump comes into power, he's gonna give most of the power back to the states, the individual states. So our strategy has to be different. You understand? Our strategy has to be different. So I got something again. All those who have subscribed, the 5 subscribers that I have, man, I'm putting together something for y'all, man. All my notes, I'm gonna give to you absolutely free, absolutely free. I'm gonna give you a code. Probably like next week or sometime. I'm gonna come out with a code, and I'm gonna give it to y'all, and y'all are gonna be able to have access to 50% off of books, some of my music, some merchandise. I'm doing all that for people who are showing love and support, man. I'm gonna give you guys a lot for $3. My subscription is only like $2.99. I'm gonna give y'all a lot for $3. Okay, just as a thank you for supporting me, and yeah, just standing on business with me. I appreciate it. So all my notes that I take for these shows, I'm gonna give them to you. You're gonna have access to them. Okay, you're gonna have access to it, and it's phenomenal. We're gonna put together an FBA manual here real soon. Shout out to the brother who gave me the idea to put together an FBA manual. All my notes are probably gonna be in the FBA manual. Your business is hating on others. Well, what's your business, sir? Matter of fact, why don't you come up here? Let me deal with you. Are you a coward? Come on up here, brother. Come on up here, the owner. Come on up here. Are you a coward? Let's have a man-to-man talk. Because I think, anybody can type in the comments. It takes a man to come up and let's have the conversation. I didn't block you, brother. Come on up here. Come on up here, brother. Let's talk about it. You look like you're Hispanic, brother. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the anti-black hatred in your community, right? Let's talk about it. Come on up here. Don't be in the panel talking mess. Come on up and talk like a man. Let's talk one-on-one. Me and you. Mano y mano. Let's go. I sent you the invite. Come on up. Don't block him, mods. Don't get him up out of here. I want him to come up. Let me deal with this little troll first, and then we'll get everything else started. Oh, he doesn't want to come up. He doesn't want to come up. Okay. Stay in the comments. And as a matter of fact, if you don't come up, we're gonna block you. How about that? Go find that little Mayo man or Hispanic man, whatever he is, I don't know, and bring him up, and either you come up or you get blocked. One of the two. Matter of fact, let me find you again. I'm just gonna block you. Is that your name, Coke White? Who is that? Let me make sure that's him. Hold on. Let me make sure that's him. Hold on. Scroll up real quick. Oh, they already got you up out of here, huh? Is that what happened? Y'all got him up out of here that fast? Y'all blocked him? God damn. Okay. Yeah, I don't even see dude up in here no more. Okay. All right. All right. My mods, y'all did the right thing. He said I went and voted early yesterday. Who'd you vote for, Calbo? Who'd you vote for? Who'd you vote for? Anybody else vote early? Anybody else vote early? We need to talk about what we're gonna do as a collective group, how we're gonna come up with a strategy. No matter what candidate wins, we gotta have a strategy. Okay, some people are voting today. All right. Go out there. Whether you vote the couch, whether you vote Trump, whether you vote Kamala, vote. Vote. He voted early for Trump. Okay, man. Listen, Trump is winning, y'all. If Kamala wins, just my opinion. It's we just gotta it is what there's no way she should win this, y'all. There's no way that woman can't even put two sentences together without a teleprompter. Okay, she can't freestyle word shit. She can't freestyle word shit. She get she no. No, I'm hearing all kind of election things going on. Rumors. People going in Texas and voting, and then they come out and it says on their ballot that they voted for Kamala. So I'm telling you, man. There's the swing states. Trump got all the swing states. Did y'all know that? Trump got all the swing states. Okay. Yeah, all the polls are saying T. But I'm telling you, it's still up in. Listen, I mean, think about it. She's not saying nothing. And she doesn't even look like she's panicking, y'all. They should be panicking. Think about that. If you're down this bad, you should be panicking. And the left is not panicking at all. They're not panicking at all. They must have a Trump under their sleeve. They must have a big kaboom coming. They must have a big kaboom coming because they're not. Do not spam the comments, brother. I will block you. Get that brother up out of here. Go hard. Hardest in 23, get him up out of here. Get him up out of here. Mods, get him up out of here. Gone. Just like that. You see how that works? You're gone. Don't spam the comments like that. Yeah, both sides are wicked, of course. I'm not saying that they're not. They're the same bird. We know that. We know that. We know that. But here's what I can tell you. Trump is not part of the plan on either side. Trump is not part of the plan on either side. Okay, he's not part of the plan. That's what makes him interesting and attractive to most people. If you know, this is why I don't necessarily believe that Trump is going to win, because they don't want him in. Listen, both sides, Republicans, and they don't want that brother in. Oh, we know they're going to try their tricks again. We know they're doing it now. That's what I'm saying. Kamala is too confident when she should be worried, and that worries me. When you're down bad, and you know you don't have a chance to win, right? Nobody voted for this woman when she was running for president, right? Nobody voted for Kamala when she was running for president at all. And all of a sudden, she's selected in the primary without running against anybody. That should tell you right there, there's some, yeah, I don't care about how you say her name. I'm not, that's not, you're probably, you're probably with that team. But anyway, it's crazy out here, man. They're way too confident. Way too confident. Way too confident. To have a candidate that can't even put two sentences together without a teleprompter. To have a candidate out there who has to cosplay, who still, listen, man, did y'all see that interview with Shannon Sharp? I like Shannon, man. I really do, man, but I'm tired of black people caping for this woman, man, and not calling her out, man. I'm tired. Shannon should have called her out, man. He should have called her out, like, man, you are not a black woman, ma'am. Can you be honest? Can you be real with us now as a people and just tell the truth? Can you tell the world today? How do you go in? See, Shannon messed up because he was like, you were voted in as the first Indian congressman, Indian senator, whatever she was, and then he called her a black woman in the next sentence. How did that even make any sense? How did that even make any sense? How do you be sworn in as an Indian woman, and then all of a sudden now you're black when you're president? You're sworn in as the first Indian woman, and then all of a sudden you become black when you run for the presidency. That don't make no sense. I think if we just use common sense and stop trying to make something that's not anything, and stop trying to, I get it. We all got biases, right? But at some point, you got to call a spade a spade. You got to see what the truth is. Who cares what Shannon says? I like Shannon, man. I mean, but I don't like all this Sam Bowen and this, shucking and jiving that He did on that interview. I didn't like it. I didn't even watch the whole thing because I didn't like it. I just watched part of it. I'm probably going to go back and force myself to sit through this cringe-worthy interview. But I saw some of it. I saw most of it. I'll tell you like that. I mean, what I seen is like, it just turned me off when he was like, "You're a black woman." And he asked her about her family and let her say that she grew up in a black neighborhood. You know, she said she grew up in a black neighborhood, y'all. Jesus Christ. Someone just be lying. Just be lying. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to get my notes together. Just lying. I don't like it, y'all. Not one bit. Not one bit. Not one bit. I just don't like it. Let me bring up my notes here, man. We're gonna get into it. I gotta try. I might make it available. I don't know if I'll make this PDF file available so people can see this. If y'all want me to make this available, good to see you too, brother. If y'all want me to make my notes today available on the political strategy that we're gonna use, no matter what party wins, right? We got to be ready. We got to be ready for the okie doke. We got to be ready for pushback and blowback, because let me tell you something. The Democratic Party, they know that we're delineating, right? So don't think there's not going to be consequences for us delineating if they come into power. Just like we can't expect there not to be consequences for certain groups of people when Trump gets in power. Because if he doesn't clean house this time, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Like I said, I'm under the impression like this. I'm under this impression, right? That if Trump gets in power, if they allow him to get back into the presidency, he's going to be under even more attack than when he was running. You know, he's talking about releasing the JFK files. They don't want that thing released. He's talking about releasing those files. We need to push him on releasing everything about Epstein too. He has privy to all types of information, man. And if Trump gets in office, let's just say a lot of things. We're gonna see a lot of things. I'm just gonna say it like that. A lot of people are talking about civil unrest and WAR on both sides, no matter what candidate comes in. Oh, well, let's find out. Let's find out. Let's find out. You know, let's find out. I'm interested to find out the Epstein as well as the JFK. But I think JFK is long overdue. And I heard him say on the interview, it's long overdue. We got to release it. And I hate the fact they're saying they got to protect certain families that are still living. I hate that. I hate that. I get it, but then I don't get it. You know, the truth is the truth. American people deserve to know the truth. No longer should we be living in the dark under the, oh, I'm protecting you guys. No, tell Americans are smart enough, and we give us the facts, and we can make the right decision. Give us this lesser of two evils. You're gonna keep polarizing us. We're gonna be polarized. What about P. Diddy, black boy? Yeah, Diddy's another character. He's another Epstein type. You know, listen. To go after P. Diddy, though, you got to go after the YT people too, because they have freak offs just like Diddy. That's all I'm saying. If we're gonna make it illegal, let's make it illegal. Okay, no more freak offs. Nobody can do freak offs from here on out. Nobody. I'm okay with that. Nobody can do a freak off. It's illegal to do it. It's illegal to have 100 bottles of baby oil in your house at one time. I'm okay with that. Make it illegal. Nobody can have 100 bottles of baby oil in their house at one time. Make it illegal. But make it illegal on both sides. Make sure nobody can do it, not just black people. And I don't, like I said, Hollywood is, you know, I wish somebody could find that interview on Little Richard. Little Richard told you that everybody in Hollywood is a fan. Everybody in Hollywood is a fan, y'all. He's a fan, he's a fan, he's a fan. Everybody in Hollywood is a fan. Little Richard said this. He said, everybody's weird in Hollywood. Everybody's doing some stuff on the low that they shouldn't be doing. And that makes sense. That makes sense. What's going on with my laptop today? Everything is messing up today. I want to pull out these notes on y'all, but it's messing up. They hacked my laptop, y'all. That's the only thing I can think of. They hacked it. I'm under attack. So, yeah, if you could look for 𝗔𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀𝗀𝗶cie, and if you could play that, that'll be awesome. Awesome. But let's start bringing people up. Go ahead and hit the box while y'all tapping the screen. Make sure y'all tap the screen. Get us to 11K likes. Get us to 11K likes. Snippy Joe, Hillary and Bill, Oprah, Ellen, and so on. Yeah, let's click the like button. Keep clicking the likes. Let's get to 11K and request up. Let's have the conversation. Let's put together a strategy on what we're gonna do, because we're dealing with. If Kamala comes in, we're dealing with the federal, right? But if Trump wins, we're dealing with the state. We're dealing with the state. He's going to put all the power back into the hands of the state. And I don't think I'm not afraid of that. I'm not. I'm not afraid of that. I know that, you know, things are going to be different in California than it is in Wyoming. I get it. I get it. Things are going to be, what people want in Wyoming is going to be different what they want in New York. I get it. What people are going to want in Washington is going to be different what somebody's going to want in Florida. So the power is going to go back to the state. And isn't that how the founding fathers wanted it, though? Think about that. Think about that. Our founding fathers, think about that when the Constitution was made. Did they want the federal government to be in everything, or did they want the state to have more control? So I don't look at that necessarily as a bad thing on any level. You know, nationalizing education. How has that been working out for us? I'll just say it like that. How has that been working out for us? How has that been working out for us? How is this Rockefeller-style industrialization education that we've been getting, how has that been working out for us? I think it's time we come up with our own. We need to be homeschooling anyway. Our kids don't need to be in any indoctrination camp. They need to be at home with their parents, learning what their parents teach them. That's what they need to be.
I found it.
Okay. Bring it up.
Okay.
Play it. Let's hear Little Richard.
Okay.
Let's hear Little Richard. Listen to Little Richard, y'all.
Hold on.
Hand in hand, so you go into what they do, they tie hand in hand, so you go into the studio, they give you cocaine, you get high, and then you do your act. You never found satisfaction. It wasn't no satisfaction. I was sick. I had to stay high all the time to feel like a natural person. I had to just be, and it's a sickness because you would feel bad when you do it. And after a while, you get so you don't hear that little voice no more. What happened? Proverbs the 22nd chapter, verse 1, that a good name is rather to be chosen than great riches, more than love and favors, rather than silver or gold. The rich and the poor mixed together, God is the maker of them all. Then he was telling me in Matthew 6:33, but seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all of these things will be added unto you. Amen. And I'm just glad that I heard the voice of Jesus calling. Entertainers are perverted one way or another. Most of them are, and a lot of the managers are, and a lot of the record producers are. And so what they do, they tie hand in hand. So you go into the studio, they give you cocaine, you get high, and then you do your act. You never found satisfaction. It wasn't no satisfaction. I was sick. I had to stay high all the time to feel
you
like a natural person.
You can stop it there. Did y'all hear that? The managers The
Please
record.
like the screens. Please, please, please power tap.
Good morning, brother. Good morning, brother. Think about this. All your people in Hollywood that you look up to, even a lot of your sports entertainers, that comes with the territory. They are fans, y'all, and they have handlers, people that they weren't raised around, but all of a sudden they're best friends with. All of a sudden they're best friends with. We have a young man in my high school. In my high school, I went to school with Kanye West's cousin. Okay. In my high school, I went to school with another. I'm not going to mention their names right now. I don't want to put them on blast. But they were in movies like this other guy I'm talking about. He started out playing on Young and the Restless, and then he moved up from Young and the Restless, and now he's like in this wrestling movie on Netflix. Have you ever seen that wrestling movie on the turkey? The guy that plays the turkey or the rooster. The guy that plays the rooster. I went to high school with that dude. Okay. I'm not going to mention his name. If y'all know him, y'all know him. If y'all don't, y'all don't. They call him the light-skinned Idris Elba. That's what they call him, the light-skinned Idris Elba. Okay? And you got to understand, man, it's like you watch the change. This guy who, and we lived in the same area. Like, we grew up in the same, remember I told you the single mother neighborhood that I grew up in? We grew up in that same neighborhood, y'all. And he had his friends were my friends. Some of my friends were, he was a little bit younger than me, but not too much younger. Okay. We used to call him 𝗤𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘁. We used to call him 𝗤𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘁. Okay. He had this real long Indian hair. I don't know what he's mixed with. I don't think he's a foundational Black American. I think he's mixed with something, but he's melanated. And this dude, listen, I know this dude. And I was at a church one day, and the brother looked at me dead in the eye and walked right by me like I didn't even exist. I remember when I went to Denny's and he was working at Denny's, he was like, "Oh man, did you see me, man? I'm on Young and the Rest." He was all happy and hyper, like boom, 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 boom. And then he got into some kind of car accident. And after this car accident, he lived. It's like it wasn't him anymore. Like after this big accident that he was in while he was in Hollywood, I don't know. I'm not saying they got to him, but I'm just saying weird stuff happened in Hollywood, y'all. They actually got a mafia. They actually got a gang. Okay, it's real. You cannot trust any entertainer. I'm talking even about Beyonce, Jay-Z. You can't trust any of them. I like LeBron James. I'm a fan of LeBron James, man. But you can't trust LeBron James. You can't trust any sports entertainer or actor right now. You can't. Because they're connected to the machine. They're connected to the system. They have handlers. They have people that they didn't grow up with around them telling them what to do. And it's beneficial if you go to this Democratic convention and you twerk. It's beneficial that you go to this Republican convention and shake hands with Trump so the community can see. They tell you what's good. They pretty much tell you what's best for your career out there. But yeah, I went to school with those two guys. Bobby, if anybody know who 𝗤𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀𝗀𝗶cie is, he lived on my block too. So that's a Hispanic a singer, 𝗤𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘁. He grew up on my block. He was like literally the next street over from my block. So where I grew up, we got people. I know these people. And all of a sudden they get into this entertainment and they change. They change. So y'all go look at whoever plays the rooster. And if y'all ever seen pictures of Kanye and he has this other dude next to him that looks just like him, that's the dude I went to school with. Okay? He played on the basketball team. We used to call him Pretty Ricky. We called him Pretty Ricky in high school. Okay? But he was related to Kanye, and his family's from Chicago, and he came and moved to my town and went to my high school. I want to show the topic. I forgot to put the thing on my hand. I had to restart the live because they were, flagging it. But we're talking about political strategy. What's our political strategy for whoever wins? If Kamala wins, what's our strategy? If Trump wins, what's our strategy? We still got to mobilize. We still got to have a political strategy. We still got to propel our people forward. So let's talk about that, man. Let's. I'm gonna actually start. Let's start with 𝗣𝗲𝗏. 𝗣𝗲𝗏, unmute your mic.
I was multitasking.
How you
So,
doing?
what am I responding to? I was doing more than one thing at a time.
What's
Our
our
agenda?
political strategy if Kamala wins? Okay.
Okay,
Let's say
so
Kamala wins. How should FBA be mobilized? What's our political strategy if she wins? And then I want to know what's our political strategy if Trump wins. That's what I
Okay.
want.
So as far as if Kamala wins, basically jump in for all of our federal protections and what we're entitled to, enforce her hand on what she said she was going to do. The money she said she was going to make available for FBA, she said for black men. So what we're going to do is force her hand to force her hand that Black Americans come first, because this is our damn country. Force her hand on those monies. Go in and take advantage of all those federal monies that have always been entitled to us, so they can go through the approval process quicker. Stop making us go through all the red tape. Force her hand, because this is what she ran on, because she absolutely want to get her maximum in office. So right from the get-go, force her hand. This is what you said you were going to do. Let's get it done. That's what I want to do, because I want her to prove to me. Because they already, the whole system is losing me. That's why it'll be so easy to grab me up and take me in another direction, because I'm over it. Now if Trump get into office, Lord have mercy, we're gonna have to still grab up everything that we're entitled to as quickly as possible. That includes trying to start this online thing for schoolings for FBA that we want, teaching what we want them, and we got to grab those monies to get that started as quickly as possible. I personally think online options are great. We definitely should start at the middle school up to a high school level, because those are the ones that can do it, and parents don't necessarily have to miss work. Unfortunately, parents got to work, so elementary kids will sort of be out the loop at first, except for the once the parents already work from home or contractors, this and that. So I think as quickly as possible, if either one, we should get in on that online school thing and get those monies diverted to the online curriculums before earmarks and all that are put on it, what we can teach or what we can't teach. That's what I think.
Okay.
Basically, both parties take advantage of everything that's available to us. Quick.
Okay.
And I land my plane here.
Okay, thank you. Okay, good point. No online school makes everything worse. Why? Why would you say that? We know our kids are comfortable using the computer and their phone. I don't think it's a bad idea. Maybe there should be something where once a week they gather. I think PE is just as important as school, as learning. We got to get our kids active, man. We can't get our kids into.
It's true, but guess what? It's second nature for them to jump online and do everything online.
Yeah, it is. They're already conditioned. I mean, we're moving. Listen, you're not going to get rid of the digital world. We're here.
Period.
It's here. It's making our life easier and better, but we got to use it the right way to do that. You can use it for wrong. We might have to put passwords and codes. We might have to block out some of the, the websites that they're on. You know what I'm saying? So while they're in school, they're not looking at the sites that they shouldn't be looking at, right? We might have to put some more parental guides up, right? But they're already comfortable doing it, and it's already it's a seamless thing to put in.
Exactly. And naturally, as FBA, we funny like that anyway. we're gonna watch and see what our kids are doing anyway. We not weird like that, like, oh, they got rights. We can't go in their room and touch their laptops. They didn't grow up that way.
Hello, good morning.
Hold on real quick. Good morning. Hold on real quick, brother. Hold on real quick. We got to go in order.
Okay.
I got you, brother. I got you. We're going to go in order. I'm going to go to Strong next, and then we're going to go to Bloomberg, and we're just going to go in that type of order for right now. We'll start at the bottom. We're going to work our way up. So, Strong, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Hey, good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Good morning. The question is, what do we do if a Kamala wins, and how do we mobilize if a Trump wins? Both ways.
Well, Soldier, thanks for asking that. I'm a man like the ant. If you consider the ant don't have a leader. See, we all got to understand, Black American ex-slaves, either we all come together and prepare for our future. We can't depend on the president, neither one of them. Both of them is bad. Why we got to always go to the other race for their education, for their food? We're the only race that asks other people to feed us, to hire us. We don't need either one of them. And this is our mindset. And I thank you, brother, for this platform. So this is how we've been, this is how we've been conditioned. We're the only race that go to other races for jobs. And when people come on this platform, watch it for a white tea come on, or we listen to him, we take his advice, because we've been, nothing bad about him or her, but we've been conditioned like that. When a white tea come by, and this is the answer, we got to change our mindset. We are the greatest people on earth, and God has proven that. So I don't approve none of them. They can keep that money. So we got to take our money. We're stolen property, family. We are, not the agents, we are stolen property. And then they telling us to walk right, to do right. We got someone else's name, and here's my question, here's my answer right here. How can we raise our, and we got to stop calling them kids. We got kings and queens. Kids is a goat. They don't call that. We got to stop calling out kids, boys and girls, and kids. That's how they act, just the way you call them. So here's my solution. Forget the government, Democrat and Republican. We got to build our own business. Don't you know we have right now? We have billionaires and billionaires. Black people do, and we don't need their advice. You think they're gonna give us some money, bro? You really think what president been good to us? Which one? Who? You name one. I think Carter might have tried. So we got to stop depending on the government, period. Let's raise our own children, our own kings. We sit down like we're supposed to feed them. Who feed us? I'm in with this. I'm so tired of this. We keep depending on someone else, and we the strongest. Who the best dancer? Who the best fighter? Who the best artist? Who the best actor? Keep going, listen. It's African American. It's American. And I'm not talking, I'm sorry about this, but I'm not talking about Jamaicans and Puerto Ricans. No, I'm talking about us who slave from 6 in the morning to 6 at night. And our ancestors, and we begging America for what they, let's take it. I ain't talking about stealing. Let's take it. Let's come together. This is what we need to do. Stop depending on Harris and Trump. Thank you for letting me share, brother.
Okay, that was a roundabout answer to the question, but it was an answer. It said we got to deal with the mindset first. I agree. We got to focus on our businesses. We got to get on code, family, more than ever before. We don't want to wait till 2065 and we're still trying to get on code.
And can we stop using the word depend on the government? Can we use the word what they owe us?
No, I get it. There are things that the government does owe us, brother, but there are people that do depend on the government, and we need to get that mindset up out of our people. There's people on Social Security right now that shouldn't be on Social Security. There's people on disability right now that shouldn't be on disability. I'm not on any disability, y'all. I'm in a wheelchair. I work.
But here's the thing.
I don't depend on any government to take care of me. Their little $14,000 a month is not going to take care of me. I got to make $6,000 or more a month.
Well, that's again. I agree with that, but again, you can't take everybody with you. Unfortunately.
Well, we're not looking for everybody, but we need enough of us to get. We need enough of us to get on code. We need our business class and our middle class to get on code.
I agree. Neither party, red or blue.
I'm not worried about the people on Section 8 or. They got. If you're on Section 8, you're down bad.
Yeah, but the red and blue, I agree. The red and blue, neither one is going to help us.
So
whether it
what are
be
we gonna
the
do?
fat Caucasian
Okay,
man or the Indian
hold on,
woman.
brother. Hold on, brother. I'm actually gonna go to you next because I want to go in some type of order. So this is the question for you. What are we gonna do if a Trump wins? What are we gonna do if a Kamala wins? That's my question to you, brother. What
Okay.
should FBA do?
We should focus on
I see how
ourselves. We
this.
shouldn't. We shouldn't.
I see how this whole thing's going. Okay.
Yeah, we shouldn't focus on neither party. Neither party is coming. Neither party, whether it's the Caucasian man or the Indian woman, neither one is coming with a black agenda. So we shouldn't really focus on red or blue. We should just focus on ourselves.
That's right.
And if they come to us asking for a vote, we simply ask in return, what are we getting for that vote? I don't want a symbolism. I don't want one of our ancestors on a dollar bill. I actually want the dollar bills. Like, give us a plan of action. Don't give us no promises. We've been promising us stuff since
This is a racist panel. I'm out of here.
1865, 1866? That's when we got out of slavery, right? Quote unquote. So we've been getting promises ever since then. That little 40 acres and a mule, we tired of promises. We don't want to hear that. We want a plan of action, and you give it to us just like you give it to everybody else, just like you did with the Native Americans, right? They got a plan and action put in play, and they still receive benefits to this day because of what was done to them. So we want that same thing for us. That's all. It's not that hard to do. It's really not.
This platform is helping us. It's the man. You got to change that mindset. We got to think why we don't have a White House. Why we don't have a government. We're too scared. Why? Why we don't have and these people are sold out, man. The church is sold out. The NPW, all of them sold out. All of them.
We got some of us that do love our.
Okay, gentlemen, we're gonna stay in order. We want everybody to speak.
I want everybody to speak.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna open the panel up.
Mr. King, can you land your plane? And we're gonna go to the next person. That's why I just came off and need to say everybody needs to speak.
Oh no, I'm good. Go ahead.
Okay.
The next, I don't know the order. I was researching.
Yeah, Bloomberg.
Peace.
Same question to you. What do we do if Kamala wins? And what do we do if Trump wins? How do we mobilize and get ourselves together despite whoever wins the presidency right now? Go ahead.
Well, either way, whether Kamala or Trump, with all that was said, as far as business and all that, but within all that, we have to be aware of our attacks, how we're getting attacked. With all of what was mentioned as far as business and coming together, if we're not aware of our attacks along the way, we're not gonna be able to enjoy what we gain from this coming together and stuff. And the attacks is we being attacked through the food, and I got awareness going on with that. And people, then we getting attacked, but it's different things. Chemtrail, it's a bunch of stuff we gonna do. We getting attacked, propaganda.
Hold on, I'm gonna let you finish, but I want to just interject real quick. We all got a case of Americans with the food, y'all. They're poisoning our food. The longer you eat here in America, you have to understand the sicker you will become. Unless you have Foundation of Black American Men and Foundation of Black American Women concerned about their health, cooking the right food that are going to keep you alive, you're down bad.
Mm-hmm.
You go to any of these fast food places, you go to any of these restaurants, you don't know what meat they're eating. You don't know what food they're giving you. It may taste good, but that don't mean it's actually good for your body. You have to be concerned about your health.
Hey, host,
That's why I like
Number one.
The NOI brothers.
Mute up, King.
Dr. Savior showed us the way.
Yeah, Dr. Savior, but they got, they got food that's for the black man to make us stay healthy and strong. We all have to get on that mindset. Whatever our NOI brothers were talking about in the 60s when Malcolm was saying we need to come together, we should have listened. Because now we're in 2024 trying to instill what they were trying to teach us 50, 60 years ago. And we're trying to prevent what's going to happen in 2065. We don't want to be, we need to get on code, we need to unite. No, we need to listen today and change our mind and do better. So the food is actually, that's important. So go ahead, Boom. I cut you off. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, in connection to what you were saying, the propaganda also. That's another a strong attack on us, especially our youth and our children. And that's what's getting them to get into this food and stuff too. So the propaganda is very heavy. So we got to have some kind of a culture that a way of life. And that would be our original culture. That's something else to get into, but that's our focus within that. We have to have a way of life that's based on something. I know that on love, period. Love is preservation. That's our instruction. Love thy neighbor. To keep it simple, that's our culture.
Okay, so
like I said, either way, these are things we gotta do. Now, with that awareness, then we can go into business and that other stuff and come together and doing the Black Wall Street again or whatever and stuff like that. But without our health and stuff intact, we confused.
Okay, all right. Let's go to cousin. Unmute your mic. Same question. What do we do if a Trump wins? What do we do if a Kamala wins? What should we be doing?
I've mentioned this before. First, thank you, panel. Thanks for having me up. How y'all doing this morning? B1 to the family.
B1.
Okay. And second, don't forget the new black media, Professor Black Truth, the Black Authority, 𝗤𝗏, Torian Rain, Vicky Dillard, and a few others that are out there making sure that we are on code as a people. My belief gets to the United States was formed from the 13 colonies because they all came together. They sent a couple of representatives, a few representatives from each colony, got together and came up with a plan. Took it back to their community, spread it out amongst them, and it became so. My belief is that we, as FBA, need to do some form of a foundational Black American Congressional Congress. We can send a couple of cats to a particular location, let them all hash out what they need to hash out, get it straight, take it back to the community, get the consensus, come back together. This would involve or also include the think tank, the business communities coming together. All of these things can get in there. But if we do not get to a centralized point where we can get the message on paper, for lack of a better way to say it, but get everything designed in one line so that we can spread it to the masses so that the masses can get it together. Without that, you got too many Roland Martins. You got too many of these other cats out here running between us talking about, man, that ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen.
Hold on real quick, cousin. Don't spam the comment. I just muted you because you were spamming the comments. One time is enough. You don't got to keep spamming the same thing over and over again, okay? Don't do that. So you're only I muted you just for 30 seconds, but when you come back, don't spam the comments. Don't do that. Go ahead, cousin. Go ahead.
No, it's really is, in my opinion, just that simple. We're too decentralized right now. Everybody, America's turned everybody materialistic and selfish. And we have to leave that aspect of our culture so that we can get back to our foundational roots of unity, community, and family. When we do these things, everything else moves forward. I am in agreement in that there will be no R or D that's going to come out here saying, yeah, we got this for y'all. That's not there. But as Kamala and Obama, you got to make me do it. I'm just curious, how much did Team Alphabet make Obama and them change the rules and the laws? I'm not sure. I don't recall a significant movement from that community to get that thing popping.
Cousin, I'm not the one to gossip. I'm not the one to gossip, cousin, so I'm going to whisper this, okay? Go on TikTok and look at the white teen man. They said he did 𝗔𝗏𝗏 and gave Obama HBAD. Go on TikTok and look up the white T man that said he did after he did 𝗔𝗯𝐶𝘂, he gave Obama HEAD. But I ain't the one to gossip. You ain't
All
hear from
right.
me.
You ain't heard it from her. Okay.
I do understand.
We know why, man. Everybody knows why, man. Okay, everybody knows why. Okay, you got to understand that a lot of our government leaders, they're on some type of addictive drug, yo. They're into some type of freaky thing, and it's all being hung over their head to keep them in line. That's why it's important that when we run foundational Black American people into office, that you don't have any skeletons in your closet. We can't have you being controlled. We can't have you all of a sudden getting in power and then switching up and turning into a family. It's important that you have a clean record, a clean heart, and a pure mind if you're going to work for, if you're going to put in the work for Foundation of Black America. Too many times listen, I say this all the time. You people who are good people who really care and love your family, it's time for you to get off the couch and get in the game. Cannot allow other people to step up into positions of power and leadership. And they may have the charisma. They may even have some of the intellect. But these people are freaky. They have major flaws. And we don't want them representing us. I would rather have someone who's less articulate but has a pure heart and pure mind and standing on business, running in these positions and putting in the work than all these other people who sound good, who look good, and they're really bad. We've had enough. Haven't we had enough of that?
Eric Dyson.
Yeah, haven't we had enough of that? And they're all messing. They're all in bed with white women. It just doesn't look good. It just doesn't look good. We can't allow these pimps, these people to come in our midst and think that they're going to do good for us, and they really just out for the money. If you're controlled by money, I'm so glad my dad taught me integrity first, moral first, belief in yourself first. If you don't have belief in yourself first, you're going to chase the money. I don't need your money because I believe in me too much. I'm going to bet on me, and I'm going to win. That's how it's going to happen. I don't need what you got when I already got it here. Everything I got is coming from the inside. What you got on the outside doesn't move me. And we need people with that mindset running in these positions. Go ahead, cousin. I cut you off. Go ahead and land your plane, brother. Sorry about that.
No, I think I'm going to stop right there because I know I get winded, but I'm going to land right there. I thought that was a pretty good spot myself. Oh, by the way, JC Cross down here. I have noticed a couple of your comments. You have made some good points, brother. Or sister. I'm sorry. I don't know who J Cross is at any spots. I'm watching. You have made some valid points, brother. Just want you to know that.
Well, a platform strong like this. Let me say one thing real quickly. A platform
30
like
seconds,
this.
brother. 30 seconds, because I got to go to the next person.
Yes, sir. A platform like this is where the white tea, the government, try to intercept. I remember the Crips and Bloods. They wasn't gangs, but they put an FBI in.
Can we use TikTok friendly words? I don't mean to cut you off, but can we just either spell it or try to, because we've been censored.
Absolutely.
They're constantly got in my account, y'all. I'm fighting them all the time.
Yeah, well, I just want you to know that a platform like this, yeah, they are going to investigate. They're going to look in. You always have, they always send up house dudes, to come in and destroy. But we got to stay conscious, like you were saying. Thank you for letting me share.
Okay.
Got it. Next is motherfucker.
Chanel, hold on, Swarthy. Chanel, go ahead and unmute your mic, Chanel.
Yes, hi, good morning to the panel.
Good morning. So the question is, what do we do if Trump comes into power, and what do we do if Kamala comes into power? How should we move after the election based on each presidency? How should we mobilize the military? Because we got to thrive under any government and any president. What do we do?
So from my experience growing up, I noticed that we got the most work done when we were like hands-on in the community. Just piggybacking off someone who said we need a chain of command. I do agree with that. Like maybe from each state, we have one of us represent. 'Cause they would know exactly what the people of that state needs and what they're asking for. I also been thinking about maybe we should have like a trust where all of us can, have a monthly fee, a mandatory monthly fee where we can create a fund to open up our own hospitals, our own youth centers, farmers markets, and things like that. And, we just need to be more hands-on in the community and teach our kids how to garden and homeschool them. And also own our own libraries and things like that. So overall, I would say, I think having a representative from each state to speak on our behalf is the best bet so we can create our own government.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah, I just think that we need to be more hands-on in the community. That's what I'm working towards to see how I can fit in and help out with the younger women in my community because my mom did it. She was a foster mom. And there's some people that I see that are giving back to the community. We need to build trust amongst each other to let each other know that we got your back, if you need somewhere to eat, if you need some clothes, hygiene products, that you have a community. So I think it's about trust also.
If I may, how old are you, sister?
Oh, I'm 30.
Okay. I like that. I like the idea of again, bringing the community together. But I guess I would also say this, if I could interject this. We need about 50 people, one person in each state. Those people need to get in contact with the other 49 people so that's how that code, that's how that post, that's how that chain of command can get established throughout the nation. But we got to have 50 dedicated people. I'm not going to ask these people to just, start kicking money in right away. That, in my opinion, that would be a little bit too much. But getting them together to get some information that they can share throughout the diaspora, throughout the family, throughout the FBA community, yeah, we can get together and do that.
Yeah, just explain to them, obviously, from each state, I think they should have a solid plan to present to the community. And I'm sure there'll be plenty of people who will be dedicated in donating a monthly fee, and they know exactly where it's going. You can see, the proof of what they're donating to. I think everyone would be okay with it because we already keep the dollar going in rotation on TikTok and other platforms. We support each other by giving gifts and all of that. We got the money. It's not about we don't have it. It's just we don't know where to spend it. And what's better than spending it and rotating with each other?
I hear what you're saying, and I'm not disagreeing, but I guess the thing is, I don't think we would be comfortable sending it to one guy and or person and then letting them do that.
Don't worry.
Right. I think if more than anything, if that community or in that each state, that guy in each state member set up an account, the account had to reach X number of dollars before it could be accessed. I think the community might be more likely to go for something like that. This way, there's at least an understanding of where the money is going in direction.
Obviously have a system,
Listen, imagine if we all just put 10, it doesn't have to be anything major. $10.
Right.
Y'all pissed $10 away already.
Some are going to give more, but $10. And we install an executor, someone to trust. We start a trust, like she's talking about. We start a trust, and we put an executive over that account and that control that trust, right? See, that's what we need. Listen, we don't need anybody hiding. We need full transparency in everything moving forward because we have to gain the trust. Black people don't trust each other, y'all. Let's keep it a buck. We have too many charlatans that have come in, too many black skin that may not be FBA that come in under the guise of FBA, and they're doing terrible things, and they're sowing doubt and mistrust.
Right.
So we got to do everything in full. That's why y'all be like, oh, I don't want y'all money. I'm saying, I don't want y'all money. Don't throw no money at me. I want to get a think tank together so we can do it the right way. I want everything to be transparent, okay? We don't need no felons in any type of position. No, not to degrade our felons, because you can change and you can grow. But if you have a record, you don't need to be anywhere near money. Period. That's why we need good people to get off the freaking couch. We know you love your family. We know that's your most important thing. We get it. But now you got to worry about the FBA family, because we're still your family. We're still your brothers too. And we need good people, pure hearts, pure-minded people in positions that we can say, okay, we can go to sleep and we can know we can trust that guy. We know the integrity.
Not trying to be funny, but that preachers, pastors, ministers, prophets, evangelists.
No, they had their chance. We not gonna listen. I got a bachelor's.
But they
in
ain't got no
biblical
felonies.
studies, y'all. I got a bachelor's in biblical studies, y'all. I've been behind the veil. It is not peach. Listen, it is ghetto up in there. Let me tell you. These pastors, these preachers, these teachers, they read the commentary. They don't have their own mind. They have
Y'all contradicting yourselves. One minute you want us to trust the black community, and then we're doing the same work as the white team man, talking down on the black community and dismissing the ones who did correctly. Either we're going to keep pushing positive, or we're going to keep on talking about the few that did not do right.
But those few are loud. Now,
yes, the few are loud, because anytime black Americans do something wrong, it's always exposed over media. And I'm going to play a game with y'all. I'm going to play a game. Can anyone name the picture? And I'm willing to give $20 in cash app. Name the person in this picture. And the reason I put this person up is because two people on the panel made a comment, and I want them to know. I want to say I'm gonna do $16.19, $16.19 cash app. All you got to do is DM me. Who is the woman in this picture, and how have she changed the world?
Well, there you go down there. That's who's in the picture. They wrote in the comments.
No,
that's not her.
That is not Rosa Parks.
Okay, who is she?
And how she changed the world. And I'm going to do this every day, Mr. Too Much have a panel. I'm going to put up a black American person, FBA, who has changed the world. Like, because someone said that we need to stop depending on people. People depend on black Americans, and y'all don't even know it.
Everybody.
Can I say something?
Everybody depend on black America.
Hold on real quick, because we got to go in order. Okay, we got to go in order. It is Sweet's turn, but I want you to stay on topic too, Sweet. Okay, I want you to stay on topic and answer the question. What are we going to do if a Trump wins? What are we going to do if a Kamala wins? I get it. You're standing on business and you're hearing things, but I need you to answer the question.
I am.
And go to your trivia.
What we need to do is we need to educate ourselves on black American history. What we have contributed to the world, we need to build our confidence. I stated it earlier. This is not C.J. Walker. This is not none of the people that y'all named. For 1619, that's the year that they said enslavement. We need to know the black living inventor. She is 94 years old. She's still living. She's 94. She's still living. We need to know the people who depends on our community to live an everyday productive life. We need to keep pushing forward the positive message from our community, because we matter. We have 4 years to get it together. 4 years. And we can do it. We need to elect people from our community that have the same interest in helping our community, no matter who they are, what they believe in, and who they vote for. Please name this woman in this picture, and I am very disappointed that her name has not came up, because y'all utilizing her invention every day. The whole world has. Going to the next person, Swati. No, it's not the cell phone. That's Jesse Russell.
Swati. Good morning, everybody.
Morning, brother.
So what was the question again?
If
And
Trump
if you
wins,
disrespect,
what
hold
do
on,
we
if you
do?
disrespect this beautiful Black American woman in the comments because you're ignorant and you don't know who she is, I'm gonna block you because we're gonna respect our Black leaders, the ones that y'all depend on every day.
Some people in the comments say they can't see the picture. They can't see it.
Exactly.
I would,
She
I
need
would
to
try.
be
Just
known.
wait for him to come back and we'll get it up on the big board when the opportunity presents itself. Okay, Smarty, if the D wins, what are we going to do? If the R wins, what are we going to do?
Well, I believe that it's already been set in motion.
That's right.
Because we are waking up as to knowing better that neither party serves us better. I've seen a lot of movement as far as Black thinking away from the Democratic Party. I've seen more of that in all my 50 years of being here, and it's positive because now we're starting to realize that we're going to have a say. After this election is over, it's going to be known that our vote really mattered. A lot of those swing states were swing states because of our vote. They became swing states because of that, and so now that's reinforcing the fact that we do have a say. And so having our own party, this FBA thing, brilliant movement. Because with that's the foundation of the new party that we need to have. And so the Great Awakening is happening, and a lot of people are crossing over, and there are people still on the Democratic side right now who listen to me because I be at them about this election. And I almost got them convinced. They almost done crossed over. They still got their stubborn, stupid ways, but they're almost crossing over. And so even after this election, they'll look at the Democratic Party differently. And that Great Awakening causes us to realize what our power is. Where I'm from, I'm from Lower Alabama. My community, we have about 17 NFL players right now. But yet when they get their big check and they want to do better for their mother, they move out of the community into someone else's community, or they'll move them out of town somewhere. But we got to get back into Black economics to where if all of those 17 players, and we got a few more that's about to go, and this is a small town, but if those people were taught, the movement has to reach them to where they feel like we need to start finding ways to build Black economics with all this, money that's all in one little small zip code.
Hey, brother, you made a good point. I want to ask you a question real quick. You made a great point. I think we'll be in charge of who be the next leader. But the question is who the leader would be. And let me ask you this question. Why you can't run? Why you can't be our leader? This is the mindset. Forget the D and the R. Why we can't have a government? Why we scared? That's what
I get it. And my thing is, I can't say who would be the leader, but I do have some pet peeves about what that leader shouldn't be.
Get it started. You be the leader.
I don't think the next leader.
I'm sorry, fellas. Let me interject this right quick. We've had leaders. Okay.
Right, but they were.
What we did not have. What we did not have was a code.
That's the problem.
Let them
What we did not have.
Get in the big box so they can tap the screen, please.
What they did not have was a code to go by, a code of conduct, a code.
It was conflicted. It was
Exactly, and this is what this is.
With these fraternities and sororities and secret societies that compromise their integrity, and we have to.
Let me put it to you like this, brother.
Not
Let me say it like this.
In a sorority or fraternity, but y'all like the
Exactly. So let me say it to you like this.
People that you're not a part of because you haven't educated yourself. Please stop doing that to the Black American community. You sound like a white supremacist. You don't point your fingers at all of the sororities and fraternities in other communities.
I'm saying that their affiliation causes a compromise.
I gotta say something. Hold on. Listen, I know how you feel about these fraternities, but I know how you feel.
And I know how y'all put down Black Americans.
You gotta call them out. It's not about Black Americans. A lot of them are not Black American. Let's keep it above. A lot of them are not Black American. They're not us. They're Caribbean. Right. They're African. Listen, they got a chapter in
It
Africa right
started
now.
by Black Americans. It's a part of
I
Black American
understand, but
culture and
it's been
history.
infiltrated. It's been infiltrated at the highest levels, and we gotta admit that they are the gatekeepers right now. They are the ones that are stopping the Black community from getting the stuff they're supposed to have.
They compromise our progress. They compromise.
Right now, they're undermining our progress. So I understand how you feel about them, but we gotta call them out. We gotta speak truth to power. They're undermining the Black community right now. I don't care if you're in a fraternity or not. You're not at the highest level. You're just a member.
That's right.
But if you're at the highest level, you're the problem.
That's right.
And if you're
Didn't you just say earlier that the CBC was 100?
Hold on real quick. If you're siding with them because they're just your fraternity, then you're part of the problem. And that's what we got to break up. Your lineage
What
comes
about the
before
majority of people that's not in fraternity and sororities? It's not doing nothing for the It's more of them that's not in fraternities and sororities than it is people that is. And to dismiss a group of people that say are the same bloodline is incorrect. I would never agree with y'all on this.
They're not in power. Those people are not in power. We're talking about the ones who are in power, the ones who are misleading the Black community. Promise that they're the ones enforcing that, oh yeah, Kamala's gonna do this, oh yeah, Trump's gonna do. They're the ones doing that. And they know that they're getting something that we're not getting. They're getting some butter biscuits, they're getting some extra favoritism treatment that we're not getting. And that's their incentive. Remember, America runs on incentive. If I can give you what you want, you're gonna do whatever I tell you to do. That's how America works. I'm gonna give you whatever you want. And you're going to do whatever I want you to do. So if you're a freaky ass pastor, guess what? I'm going to give you what you want, pastor. I'm going to give you the deaky, and you're going to preach this message that I want you to preach. If you're a governor, if you're a congressman, if you're a senator, I'm going to give you whatever you want, whatever you want.
Even the Martin Luther King took a bite off.
That's how they topple governments, y'all. That's how they get government agents.
Here's the thing. I would say it.
Okay.
Even Dr. King took a bite out of it. They offered him some money. He took it, and then he came to.
It did not have nothing to do with his fraternity, y'all.
I hear what Sweet is saying. I hear what Sweet is saying, so I just want to say this right quick. The idea, it really is like this.
To separate.
I'm Sweet. Let me finish, man, please.
And I'm going to go with the people that I'm for. And I'm going to
let me finish, Sweet. Let me finish, Sweet. I'm going to be quick.
With me.
They already separated, sister. What do you mean?
Can I at least clear up the point I was making? Can I clear the point up that I was making?
Go ahead, clear the point up.
Okay. So what I meant by because I don't want to isolate all fraternity members and all that, but I do know that they swear and they take an oath to some other than what we need them to be. That oath need to be to FBA. We need that kind of support. We don't need them to be, because I feel like they'll be compromised when it comes down to some kind of decision, when they're our leadership.
That's right.
And somebody from their organization say, look, make this call, don't make that call.
That's right.
That's compromising our movement.
That's right.
We need that dedication toward the FBA movement, not no other movement or no other organization.
That's right.
What organizations are y'all calling out?
Let me say it like this. I hear what you said.
All of them. All of
them. What I'm trying to say is it's just like the nation. I can only say it I'm going to try and be decent and clear about this, so some of my language might get crazy. When the Ayatollah Khomeini, he's the leader of the faith. One of his imams downstream transformed that language that he is giving and convinces another congregant to put on a suit made by DuPont. The Ayatollah Khomeini is the code, is the leader, but the religion is the code that they all follow. That's what we are trying to do and get set. It's not about having a leader that you're dedicated to. It's the code that you're dedicated to. The leader's irrelevant. He's going to end.
That's right.
The second in command, the 12th in command, the 100th in command, they're going to end. The code must live on.
That's right.
We gotta have a we gotta have a next up. We gotta have a next up mentality. That if they take one out, guess what? We can easily put another one in. It's called predecessor. Every leader, every organization must have predecessors to take.
That's right.
If something happens to me, what's the contingency plan?
That's right.
If something happens to them, what's the contingency plan? We run this candidate, guess what? They get infiltrated and they get taken over. What's the contingency plan now after that?
You got to have some.
That's how we got to think. We can no longer think one person's going to solve everything. One person's not going to solve everything. We need a group of people who have the next up mentality that says, okay, this person got infiltrated, this person got taken out, next. So now they can't stop us if we have a next up mentality, because now they're like, all these people are leaders, goddamn it. All of them.
All of them. You can't be for sale. You can't. See, you got to do it from your heart. You got to be ready to disalive. This is a mission for our children. Our ancestors suffer. Our ancestors suffer for this. And what we gonna do? Lay down and pick choices? No, either you with us or you're not. We don't care about your degree, your clergy collar, your Islam. That has nothing to do with us. We're gonna get ours, and we're gonna do it by any means necessary. We tired of suffering, ass and bidding over, joining Macy's and all this. This is for the Black American people, ladies and gentlemen. And I do apologize if you mix. Thank God, but this is for us. Either we live or we just see, we putting our heart in this. We ain't going by no condition. They say do not walk. You got to jaywalk sometimes. I try to tell this family, man, we've been bought over here. We've stolen property. What the world we gonna bow down for? Keep asking these people to teach us and give us money. I'm gonna tell you one thing you said, bro. It's the eating. It's the eating. You stop eating that Church's chicken and that McDonald's and Burger King. Let me tell you what they're doing now. They're giving black people restaurants. I got about 4 black people here in Atlanta got restaurant. What they serving? That nasty, greasy food. They know if you, man, we got to start fixing. See, this is not for the half baked. This is for the 100% all black men. We hate to do this to you, but we have to. If you got anything other than you
read the comments right there. Hold on, Storm. That's another thing right there. You got to understand. We got people in power finally speaking out and talking about chemical in the food. I watched the interview, and it's not to big up Trump or anything like that, but let's just keep it real. Trump is pointing out a lot of truths without pointing it out, without really saying too much. He was on a podcast where he was talking about the chemical in our food and how it's emasculating the males. He was talking about this, y'all. It's crazy.
That's right.
We gotta know what's real and what's not real.
That's right.
We can't be hung up on I don't care. You can't have an allegiance to an organization, y'all. You can't.
That's right. You can't.
But who said that these black people in these organizations is not because you join an organization, you're still black. Yeah, these are historically black organizations, Black American FBA organizations that y'all trying to push away because you not in it, you don't understand it. You have bigger issues.
I got family members who listen, bro. I
have bigger issues.
Listen, hold on. I pledged a fraternity. Okay.
Me too. I pledged a sorority.
I told y'all.
I dropped the line.
I told y'all what happened to my fraternity. Right. One of the dudes almost unalived on the line. I had to rush into the hospital, and I realized I was surrounded by a bunch of punks and cowards. They were more concerned about protecting than protecting this man's life. They were more concerned about the organization than this man's life.
You can't name one organization that
helped you around nothing like that.
No,
if you're more concerned about the organization than this man's life, you wouldn't let this man unalive. That's what's going to be even worse for the organization.
Right. That's
Mr. Strong, you sound like an older man. What have you done for the community?
Hold on, Strong. Hold on.
Yes,
I'm not denigrating all organizations. I'm just saying what happened in mine. In that specific chapter. I'm not talking about all chapters. I'm talking about that specific one. I couldn't be around that. So think about that for a minute. If you're willing to stand on the line for an organization who may or may not have your back, because at the top is different. You're a member at some point, but there's things going on at the top of that organization that you're not going to be privy to, okay? But you're going to have to ride with it. You listen, you got Kamala running right now, and just because she's an AKA, everybody, they're going to just disregard the cause plan, disregard the disrespect, disregard the thank a union member just because she's part of she went to an HSBC or HBCU, and I get the banks mixed up. HSBCU is a bank. Okay, so HBCU or a fraternity or a sorority, you're gonna vote for Kamala because of that, and make her be a black woman when she's not. She's mocking us. She's a sleeper cell.
That's right.
And
We're gonna have to address the tethers
I
in
gotta
the
respond to that
organization
sister.
as well as the sample. But do not throw away the people in the
You're
organization.
right. You're
Let me ask
absolutely
you.
right. There's a
Let
bunch
me
of
ask you,
people. Why
sister.
did we let them in? Why did we let them in? Because we
Right.
thought everybody was
Right.
black.
That's right. Let me ask
Exactly.
you.
You said it earlier too
Being
much.
infiltrated.
We
Sister,
was
you asked
fooled. We was going behind it.
was
If you was black, the
definitely
one drop rule, you was a part of us. You said this
yeah.
today. You
Hey,
said
sister,
it earlier. But
you asked
then
me.
when it comes down to organization that we know that it has sambos, it has tethers. I'm not saying throw the organization away because that is a part of
Well,
our
you got to
culture and
start from the
history.
top.
I'm saying
You got to
address
start
the
from the
sambos
top.
and the tethers in the
We are.
organization.
Hey,
The
sister,
Roland
you asked
Martin.
me.
We got to give everybody a chance to speak. You
You asked
know,
me a very
go through the
important
line
question.
like you
Let me
was
say
doing
this,
Right now,
initially.
brother. Hold
I'm
on,
gonna leave.
Strong. Hold on, Strong. Hold on. I'm gonna give you a chance to speak right now. It is
Yes.
on you. It is on
Thank
you,
you.
Will. I'm gonna give you the same question because we started opening up. I'm gonna give you the same question. What do we do post-election, whether Trump is the president or Kamala is the president? What do we do as foundational Black Americans? How do we mobilize and how do we move forward, despite any win? We still gotta stay on business. We still gotta unify. We still gotta come together. What do we do? That's the question. Well, that's the topic. And then we're gonna go to 𝗵𝗵𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀𝘁. You're next.
Oh, okay. I think what we should do is, for one, regardless who wins, right, we should stop focusing on any particular party, right? Rather it's Donald Trump, Kamala, or anybody after that. Let's hold them to. I like what Ice Cube is proposing. So a lot of people don't like what Ice Cube is doing, right? But Ice Cube is demanding that they do what we need them to do first. Don't you put your hand first. Ice Cube say if we make a contract, Black America, right? You donate to our cause before we do anything, right? As far as supporting any candidate or nothing. This is what a lot of people don't understand what Ice Cube is doing. But I think that's the best way to go. Look, Ice Cube, he's open to any suggestions. If anybody want to come and speak to him about, what he's trying to do, let them put their hand first. We've been putting our hand first for the longest. We've been giving them our votes, you know what I'm saying, without no full understanding of what you're going to do. Ice Cube say, hey, look, if you're going to support our cause, donate to our cause. Donate, he spoke to Trump. I guess that didn't work out. He didn't get no donation. He spoke to the Democrats. He didn't get no donation, right? None of one of them donated. So if they don't donate to our cause, we talking about setting up all these trusts and all of that. If they don't donate to our cause, we do not support anything that they got to do. They got to show us first that they're going to support us. Because what everybody don't realize is that wherever way we move, the whole world follows. If we go this way, somehow this swings the vote. If we go that way, it swings the vote that way. We have some hell of an influence. We have a hell of an influence that it goes all over the world, not just America. It goes China. Everybody want to follow us. Everybody want to be us. So look, let's hold these politicians. If they're going to support our cause, they got to put their hand first. Donate to our cause. We have a trust set up right here. Donate to that trust. Then it gives us some kind of confidence in that you're going to move our way. I guess that's my answer to that. I wanted to also ask if it's okay. When we're talking about delineating, right? Because I know that's what FBA is about. FBA is about delineating. We're going to delineate from these tethers, right? Now, here as Black Americans, we have a lot of people that, brothers and sisters that I don't agree with, right? What I don't like is that regardless if you're Democrat or Republican, this and that and other, if we Black Americans, let's somehow come together. You know what I'm saying? Regardless if you are Democrat or Republican, as long as you swinging our way, that's all that matters. Because we're not going to always agree. If whoever we pushing for swings our way, then that's where we go. Right now, I guess look, a lot of people believe Trump is the better way. Okay, but let's say the next session, next 4 years, somebody else that's in the Republican Party is no damn good, and somebody in the Democratic Party is good, then we can swing that way too. Let's not hold each other to just one particular party. Whoever is going to go our way, that's all that matters, and I'll land with that.
Thank you.
I'm an advocate for the middle myself, brother. I just stay in the middle so I can take offers from the left and the right. That has always been my particular position. I want to see, give me a good proposal, give me a good policy. But if you're not going to do that, then I'm not doing a squat for you.
And I'm following Mr. Cousin, Uncle Cousin.
Right.
Mr.
Right.
BG Pusher. It's your go, but I'm not mad. I just don't want to throw away FBA, no matter where they at. I believe that everybody can change their mind. I believe that we all need to come together, no matter how we think today.
Hey, boss, the sister asked me a question. I'd like to answer 2 seconds. Hey,
Yes,
sister, you
sir.
asked what I was doing. I am an older man, and I
Yes,
came
sir.
through. I came through, ma'am. I came through the traps of the enemy. They put A's on me. I came through all my film deceased. I came through the crack. I made it through. And what I did in D.C., Washington, D.C., it's in the Washington Post. I took 76 young, strong black men, and I
Thank you.
taught them how to love their family. I gave them a skill. They're still thanking me. And do you know what happened? I got a contract on my life. It's in a why for helping young black men. How come I can't go help our own people? Why I got to join a color, a gang, or be part of
You
the
don't.
government? So this is what I did. I left. I came to Atlanta, Georgia. My wife promised me not to go back in the hood. I'm born a leader. I can't help it. You know what I done? I got 47 young black men right here in Atlanta. And you know what they
Thank you.
did? And right now they're trying to disarm me, but they can't. I'm born. I will this live for them. You know what? You know why I got to step out? I got to step out because I have 7 beautiful daughters and 3 kings. And I don't want them to disallow my children, so I got to change my name. I have 4 different names, but any means necessary, man. I'm black and strong. I'm not
Yes, you
mixed.
are.
I'm not white. I'm not a politician. I'm not a church. I can't even listen to this. I'm finished. I'm a 65-year-old black man. I can't find 3 guys to go to war. You know why? They either caught up in religion, to Allah, praise the Lord, or they caught up in some gang member doing signs, or they incarcerated, or they gay, and I'm saying, damn it.
Okay.
Let's
Mr.
go to
BG, and we do need people like you, because the individual is, I keep saying, it's accountability. What you yourself put out there as a Black American. We looking to organize, but we have to start with self first. I'm not always right. I know that I can be corrected, but it starts with self.
I want to tell you
Start
one more
with
thing.
helping the person that's Black American that's in your community.
The number one thing against us as black people is suicide. Can I say that word?
No,
We're
no, no, you
dying.
can't.
Our children are dying, and we're
No,
doing
no, no, no,
what?
no, you can't.
I got to feed. Okay, my fault. They disallowed. I got to feed the homeless. I'm going there and feed some families who don't have no parents. And we doing what? Trying to negotiate with who? There ain't no time for negotiation. We disarming now. Our people are perishing, man. It's because they don't have it in your heart. This platform is so awesome. It can't be around much longer because you get knowledge on this platform. Even you, thank God. Even you got to be prepared to see. I've been disallowed 20 years ago. When they put that thing on me, I've been disallowed. I don't do their drugs. I don't drink their liquor.
Breathe, brother,
Thank
breathe.
God. Yeah, I'm breathing, fam. But this is all facts. You listen to me. When I'm breathing, I'm making sandwiches right now for our women and children. That's what I'm doing, and I don't want no hype for it. I don't need you to pay me. I don't need you. This is in my heart. Why don't we go in the community and grab these young black men? Why? You wanted to breathe. We got who breathing? Who disbreathing? Right now, your nephew, your grandson, and what we supposed to do? Hell with whoever become president. Hell with that. It's what we're going to do. I go back with this and I end it. Brother, thank you for this platform. Look what the scriptures say. Consider the ant who don't have no leader. But the ant understand either they come together as a people or they all perish as food.
That's a fact. Let's go to BG. Let's go to BG.
Mr.
quick.
BG.
Let's ask you the same question. What do we do in a Kamala win or a Trump win? What do we do post-election, man? Go ahead.
Okay, what we feeling as a people, I'm hearing y'all say we gotta all come together. It's not gonna happen It ain't. I mean, this the time is for divide, good versus evil. Whether you black or white, like how can we come together? We had never, and we can't even see good and evil during this election. We got a lot of black people, like, you know, and we can't even see like Trump. Trump is the first president to expose the food, man. No president is talking like that. The food is killing us. It's our worst enemy right now. That's what's killing us. That's what's killing us. You know, so that's our number one. That's our number one weapon that's killing us, American people. But I feel like by us coming together, it's not all gonna happen. It's time to divide. The ones, all the ignorant brothers that still want to kill each other, you know, let them take themselves out. Go to prison, get locked up. Y'all not with us. It's time for that. It's time, like, no matter what color you is, it's time to divide. We all can't come together. It ain't gonna happen. It's time to divide. That's how I just feel.
Okay, you made a good point there.
Okay, well, I guess I would.
It's not the time to divide. It's the time that we get on code. That's what time it is. We delineate and get on code. That's all.
Right.
That's all we have. You know, we can go down. We can say what we can't do, what we can't do. To me, that's just lack of belief in self. You got to have belief in self.
That's right.
Belief in self is important. If you don't believe that you're strong enough and you're able enough and that you can do what needs to be done, then you're part of the problem. You're the weak link. You're talking about yourself. We have to delineate and we have to get on code and we have to get disciplined, y'all. You're not allowed to be a civilian right now.
That's right.
It's time for you to put your equipment on.
That's right.
It's time for you to gear up. It's time to put the uniform on. It's time for you to stand in line and stand at attention. It's time for you to walk in sync with your brother.
That's right.
And your sister, side by side, and become a chain and link together.
Yes.
And become unbreakable.
Yes.
See, your mind is weak.
That's right.
You've been eating this food and it's been softening you up.
That's right.
You've been
I agree
watching
with that.
television and it's been dumbing down your mind.
Come on, son. Come on.
You've been on these social media streets and all these weird rooms and you're realizing what's going on in social media and you're making that your real life.
Right.
We got a bigger mission. We got a bigger problem. We need big solutions right now. We don't need big problems. We need big solutions. We can't focus on the problem too long. We got to start focusing on the solution.
Come on, son.
That's where we're at.
And you got the uniform on, whether you like it or not. That black skin is your uniform.
Exactly. And you got the weapon. It's your black consciousness.
Come on, son.
You
Come on.
It or not.
Yeah, that's right.
It's the only thing that's going to liberate you.
That's right.
Without the black consciousness, you're not going to be liberated, folks. You cannot get out the colonizer's mindset and say, "Oh, you know, it's the government." We can't do that.
No,
we have to take control right now.
That's right.
Right now.
How old are you, Big Pun?
26.
Young man.
Oh yeah, brother. You got some. I'm not trying to. I ain't trying to throw shade on you, but there's a level of growth on you that you are just getting ready to start walking into.
And thank you.
Okay.
Well, let me tell you
you really are, brother. It's if you notice, you listen to some older cats kick it.
Oh yeah, I get along with older folks. Better.
Okay, this is because they have understood and walked the fields already that you are getting ready to walk. Mm-hmm. Okay, the idea, I get it. You got your own position. Down with it. But when you hear them talking, you see basically no matter where we at, we are basically rolling in the same karmic energy.
Can I tell you something, brother?
Shoot.
Now, when you saying growth, let me tell you about growth. The people that's listening, and I know y'all let all these rap music get to y'all ears and think that you gotta get revenge. You gotta
listen to rap.
No, not you. I'm talking about people that's listening. People that might be listening to this.
We got R&B, gospel, jazz, blues.
Yeah. Yeah. Like well, I was in Detroit and I literally got a pistol with, and I had an option. I could have went to go kill them, or I could forgive them. Or
Not even TikTok friendly
I'm
word.
sorry. Or I could have forgive him. I forgave him, and that takes a strong person to forgive and walk away.
You do.
You know, and some people look at it as coward.
No.
I got pissed away from the whole neighborhood, embarrassed. But my revenge was success. I got out of Detroit. I moved to Kentucky. I'm in my first house. I got a daughter, got a son, and people seeing the growth on me on Facebook. They seeing me change. and then you got people that trying to bring up your past and trying to bring you back to the streets. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like they're trying to drag you. So, but some people you just gotta. That's what I mean. You gotta divide. You can't help everybody. They're trying to drain you on your way
I
up.
promise you.
They drain you.
I promise you. We know intimately what you are saying. Okay. Each of us, we all have had our own individual journeys. I get that.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something, brother. Let me tell you.
Go ahead, Stu.
First, I want to commend you, brother. I want to give you props, okay? Because you're doing something that few people are able to do if they're being honest. Reinventing yourself is not only a difficult task; it's a dangerous task. Okay. So I commend you for that. Not very many people can say they walked in those type of shoes because most people they reject change. They don't want to change.
Most definitely.
But change is a part of growth. The only thing constant is change, people. You gotta update and upgrade. What's not serving you, you have to get rid of it because what served you 10 years ago is not gonna serve you in the now or in the future.
Thanks.
Some things become outdated. Not all things. You got to have your core.
This is fertile soil, brother.
Core belief. You got to have your core principles and your core beliefs in line. But everything else outside of that, it's going to be a revolving door. And you got to understand. I know what you're talking about, brother, because I did what you did. I reinvented myself. I had a different mindset, and then all of a sudden, I grew up and I said, "Okay, I got to change, and I got to become better, and I got to grow." I grew up in the hood. I'm affiliated. I'm not going to tell y'all anything other than that. But I've changed. Thank God I never went to jail. I never went to prison. I never got locked doing anything because that would have hindered a lot of things. Thank God I had a father who cared about me. Thank God I had a grandmother who prayed over me. But it's difficult to change. I know because I did it.
You found this place for a reason, brother.
Most definitely.
I want to commend you. Because you're on a journey that most people are not going to understand what you're talking about because they can't do what you did because they're worried about public perception. They're worried about their people.
Exactly.
That's right.
They're worried about what people think rather than standing on business. See, when you come from a lineage of standing on business, it's different because I'm going to stand whether you want me to or not.
That's right.
Me standing is not predicated on what you think about me. I'm going to stand and you're going to show some respect because I'm going to make you respect me.
That's right. But you don't understand.
I'm going to make you because I'm going to stand on business and you're going to have to.
That's right.
It's going to take everything you got to move me because I'm going to use everything I got to stand.
That's right.
So I understand, brother, and I commend you for that. But here's what you got to change, though. Hold on. Here's what you got to change, though. You got to get out of the. You can't let that hurt traumatize you. Understand what I'm saying? You can't let the hurt from the outside traumatize you and affect what's going on the inside.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
You gotta isolate yourself, and you gotta pray, and you gotta meditate, and you gotta build yourself back up with positive affirmations.
That's right.
You gotta find out the things that you gotta find out what your strengths and your weaknesses are, and then focus on your strengths. A lot of people say focus on your weakness. No. Make your strength so strong that the people can't even see your weakness.
That's right.
Because we're all gonna have frailties and faults. Now I'm not saying you don't work on your weaknesses. You work on them, but you focus more on your strength. You focus more on the positive and less on the negative. That's right. How you build yourself up, and that's how you truly reinvent yourself, and that's how you come out on the other side, tried and true, pruned by the fire.
That's right.
Mr. BJ said something, and I really want us to not overlook it because he said it and he went further, but this is harming our Black community. He spoke about, and what he said was correct in so many ways. What he spoke about is the food industry. And how is that harming our body? He said Trump was the first to expose it, but no, the information been out.
Yeah.
Since 1906,
It's not
they've
that he was
been
the first to expose it. He's the first president to talk about it.
to talk
Power.
about it. Since
Right. He was the
19,
first one.
I just want to go
Kind of
some
like,
that I just want to
he
add
said
on
it
to
was
his
fake news
information
before he said
because
that was
this is
fake
what we
news.
need to be concerned about. I want to add on to Mr. BG information, y'all.
Okay.
In 1906, that's when they start talking about. I'm gonna use the word talking about the food and the drug, the drug that they put in our food. In 1958, that's when they start the FDA. In 2008, that's when they start using clone food. We are eating food that's cloned,
Yeah.
and it's okay in the United States of America.
Yeah,
And you wonder why we're not living to 130
Right.
like we used to. It is very important that Mr. BG, I listen, even though y'all see, y'all be thinking I'm mad. I just don't. I love all us black, good and bad. We need to take control of what we putting in our body and research what we putting in our mind.
Facts.
The young lady up here stated that we need to open up libraries. We have historically black, African, Afro-American libraries all around the United States of America.
sister,
Put gas in your car and drive to them.
sister, don't leave me out, sister. I said action. I thank you for the library, the food, but we need to go in our community and work with our young brothers and sisters. Don't forget that the library
Oh, I'm
good, the
not. I
food,
can
the
show you
history of eating
pictures
is
of
good.
black
And I
men
think what
working in our
they were saying
community.
with Trump was the only person. I'm not for him, but he's the only person as a president said this. He said,
I'm not
"If
for
I'm a
him
bad
either.
president, what did any president ever do for us?" And then he's the only president that never been a politician. You see, everything is that's why they want to get rid of him. Not that he's for us, but they want to get rid of him because he's stepping out of bounds. He disrespecting their order, and the order is not for us. Everything is against us. Everybody's against us. Nobody can live without us. Nobody. Spanish, white, Japanese, nobody. They
Say
come in
that.
our community, the Arabic take our money. We are the most important people. We just don't know it. We got to wake up and brother, what you went through, you a leader, bro. That's why you went through that. That's why they created what you through. And then you got to start doing. You got to give back to the community. If you don't want to be nobody else get pistol whipped, then you do something about it. Teach
Most
your young
definitely.
men, teach your children, and stop calling them kids. Call them soldiers. That's what you are, soldiers. I'm so grateful for this platform. I just love it, bro.
I just
I
want to
just
make the
wanted to
point. Look,
answer
let's
to
make them
what
put
you
their hand first. Please,
were
let's
saying.
make them put their first hand first. They got to donate to our trust before we support any of their vote. We give them any of our votes.
We not
For
supporting
future
it, bro.
purposes, moving on. No.
We not
What
supporting
I'm saying is, okay, hear what I'm saying. I think you're missing what I'm saying. Future purposes, right? If they're going to support our cause, let's demand that they support our cause by
Well, we've
donating
been
to our
doing that for
trust.
years. Why don't you become the president?
No, we
support
haven't.
you.
No.
Mr. Strong,
See,
Mr.
we have
Will,
not
we
been
gotta
doing that,
let
bro.
Chanel talk
We have
because
not
she have
been
a
doing
soft
that.
voice and she been trying to say something. After Miss Chanel tutorial, please state yours. But Miss Chanel, as I'm saying your name right, Chanel, is that
Yes,
you?
ma'am. It's Chanel. Thank you. Yeah, I was just talking just answering to what you said about when I mentioned the libraries. I know there's libraries. I grew up like my mom used to take me to the library. But I'm talking about in the homes, like when I go to the average Black American home, not everyone's library is set up. A lot of our parents, aunts and uncles, they don't have a library. So that's why I mentioned like the libraries. There's some in the neighborhoods, but at home, we're not, I wouldn't say forced, but we're not introducing like reading to our children as young as they did when I grew up in the early 90s. I remember my mom introduced books to us, and I just don't see it in the average American home.
That's right.
That's why I'm building minds. So.
Yes, you're right. I grew up with encyclopedias. I grew up with a library inside the home. So
Your
you're
mother
very
was a
correct.
strong woman who understood. Now, I would only say, given the current circumstances over the last 40 years, not everybody might have been able to have had the opportunity to have had books and libraries in their homes. Lives have shifted dramatically in the last 40 years.
Books have been
Changes have
destroyed.
occurred in multiple lives. So, right. So the idea of having a stable home so that you can have a library in, so that you have collected your books, having a garage that you can put in the back of the cars and the tools and all these things, that time has passed. Not for all, for some. And so the idea of them being able to get access to those things, as blessed as you were, they may not have had that. And I'm not going to try and, we're not saying anything against them, but we just have to understand the circumstances under which they were raised.
Like the host said now, the
Okay,
government.
Can
but
I
we
say
can
something? Can I
still,
correct something Strong said? Can I correct Strong on something? Please, look, Strong, we have never demanded that they donate to our trust first. I don't know why you saying that we have been doing that for years. We have not. If we're going to trust in these politicians to do what it is we want them to do, we need to make them donate to our trust first. It shows some kind of sincerity. But hold on, Trust. You just said, Trust. Strong. You just said we've been doing that for years, and that is not true. Can you retract that? I'm asking you to retract that because we've never done that.
Let me say this to you, sir. Let me say this to you, and listen to me, and thank y'all. And let me tell you about the library first, sister. That's a great idea. Library in my home is a laptop. It's an iPhone. And you know what they're doing? They're teaching my children through that. Hold on for a second. It's a beautiful thing. But this is what, and listen to me. This is what's teaching our children. Now the government, I can't say government, they the one teaching our children. Teach them how to twerk, teach them how to rap, teach them how to, they teach them. Who feeding us? They feeding us. Let me say this, brother. You want me to retract on saying what? That the government never did nothing for us? None of them. Kennedy, Carter.
You missed them up. Oh, no, you missed it. Let me explain it again.
Talk to me.
We give these politicians our votes every year, right? But we never demand that they do something for us first. We never do that. So listen, don't laugh, bro. Please don't laugh because this is a serious matter.
Okay, go ahead.
It's a serious matter.
Go ahead.
Look, the best way moving forward, regardless of Trump or Kamala, whoever wins, these politicians, if they're going to support our cause, let's demand first that they donate to our trust. We've been talking about setting up trust, right? If they're serious about moving the way we want them to move, they will do that. And if they're not serious about doing it, then they're not going to do that. See, I can tell you have a heart.
What's your nationality?
Look. Don't question.
Not
Look,
one politician, not one mayor, not one. Look at our condition, brother. You tell me put my faith in the government.
I think you're hard of hearing, bro. You're hard of hearing. Some things you cannot hear.
You ain't saying nothing.
Let me ask the audience then. Let me ask everybody in the comments.
Can we take 1 second pause? Trader, could you please say something? Trader,
It's going to bring the emotion down. Let's get that intelligence up.
Trader, that's why we're going to take this 5 seconds break. Trader, could you please say something? If you don't say anything, I'm going to block you from the whole line. Trader. Trader going once. Trader going twice. Trader, are you there?
Yeah, he's a traitor. That's right. Hey, brother, don't ask me to depend on the government.
I think he came up in the live before. I'm pretty sure he's FBA. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
I think he's probably just busy.
Then let me go back unblock him because he has that Blue Lives Matter flag in his thing. And when I went onto his page, I just be crying over here. I could not tell. And I asked him.
Okay. Well,
I can go back and unblock him.
I'm pretty sure he's spoken on this live before. I'm not 100% sure. I believe he was saying, I think he was black. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm saying I don't think he means. I think he's probably just busy. He hasn't said anything disrespectful. I haven't seen him in the comments do anything disrespectful. So, unblock him. But
I can't find him, but I will.
Okay. Yeah. Unblock him, and then we'll give him another opportunity. Let's be sure. He might be for us. He might, a lot of times people hop on, they see something and they latch onto it and they don't really know what it's about. A lot of people they just bandwagon. Too many bandwagoners. They just see something that's popping, that's trending, and they hop on it. And we got to figure out if that's really the case or not. Because a lot of people they put these flags and they don't even know what they even mean. They really don't. When you ask them what it means, they can't tell you. Oh, I just thought it was cool, or I thought it meant this, or I thought it meant that. A lot of black people, y'all got a lot of white supremacist stuff in y'all talking points, and y'all got a lot of white supremacist stuff on y'all page and not even knowing, just unbeknownst. You're just ignorant. That's why you gotta plug into the grassroots media so you can start deprogramming from some of these symbols that you guys are latching onto that you really know nothing about.
Yeah.
There's more meaning than everything. There's forbidden knowledge and then there's hidden knowledge. Forbidden knowledge is right in your face. You just don't know what it is.
That's a fact.
Look at the swastika. The swastika was a sign of peace, and now look what it represents.
That's right.
So we gotta start doing our research, getting back to the real information, knowledge, the information, the application of the knowledge is the true power. We got to get back to it.
And then apply it.
Host, I have a question.
Go ahead.
I know I saw two good points. When you guys were talking about Ice Cube, and then the other one is when I mentioned that I feel like piggybacking off the chain of command for each state. How would we go about, like, in your opinion, like voting for the representative for each state?
I wouldn't do it that way if it were me. If you're asking, I would say become that person. Be that person. Absolutely. You have the integrity. You have the character. You have the will. You have the desire. You have the drive.
Yes.
How many other ways can it get to you?
Right.
Well, so outside of me, I thought we were talking like collectively and like politically and economically.
You asked how would you elect each person in their state.
I was talking to the host.
Oh, I'm sorry, dear. I apologize. I was just trying to be helpful.
Listen, I agree with what Cousin is saying. You know, like I said, the problem is we have a lot of good people, and a lot of good people don't run for office. They're concerned about their family, and I get it. I understand. They're concerned about their legacy, and I get it, and I understand. But we need people who are good people. See, ambitious people are not always good people. It's good to be ambitious, but just because you're ambitious don't mean you're good.
That's right.
People are thirsting for power, and they're looking for situations where they can come up.
That's right.
So you don't feel we need someone that can talk at the table with other politicians to represent us?
No, we do. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. The people that usually get pushed in that, they're chosen. They're selected. And we can't trust those people because they don't come from the grassroots.
That's right.
No, but what I'm saying, like, if we vote ourselves, like our own system where we can vote someone to represent us, like for each state, they're like everyone knows what their state need, and those people from each state can appoint one person to speak for us. Does that make sense? Like a chain of command.
But who are we going to appoint? Because it's not
sounds like you're talking about.
It's not like we know who they are. We got to figure out.
It sounds like grassroots. No.
I think each state would know, like they would have information about the person to appoint them, is what I'm saying. Like, if we had a Malcolm X,
we don't know, ma'am. Until we do their genealogy, until we understand who they.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Once we get to that point, guys, I'm saying, like, once we know who we're dealing with, like, how would it look for us to, like, the process? Like, in your eyes, how would you see it would go once we know who we're dealing with?
And sister, that's awesome.
She's speaking good. She's saying the same thing we've been saying all along.
Awesome, sister.
She really is.
Why don't you be the first one? You got to have compassion. You got to understand the struggle. You got to understand, ma'am, this is not a game. They put my
I already mentor women in my family. My dad's in the community, and my mom was also a foster mom. Right. So my foundation is solid. I give back when I can, and I also help out when I can. I'm just asking you guys, as the men, like, how would that process, like, in your eyes, how would you see for us to vote someone we trust?
And we need to stop being condescending to each other by saying, why don't you do it when 65 is not old and you can have the power to do it too?
Yeah, I am doing it. Hold on, sister, I'm doing it. I want to make other leaders. Don't forget, I told her she can be.
We're making this too personal to the panel. Keep it observationally, please, people. Keep it observationally.
Right. And sister, don't come against me because of my age. I want to make leaders. I'm telling them they can be a leader. That's all. And I'm telling a young man he could be a leader. There's nothing wrong with that. And
but
I'm telling
you say that to everybody. Why don't you do it?
That's right. Until you get a leader. Let me say something, sister. Let me say something. You could be
sister, this is his way of doing it.
Right.
Okay,
This
I
is what I
can
got to
respect
teach
it.
before I leave this earth. I want to teach you to be a leader. Why not you, sister? Answer me. Why not you? Because you've been compromised. You know what you're gonna lose? You're gonna lose your family. You're gonna lose your freedom. You for our people.
No,
You really,
no
hold on, fam.
bullets.
Hold
Strong,
on.
you're too emotional.
Okay, hold on. It's a
Strong, your
possibility. Hold on.
emotions getting the
Hold
best of
on,
you, man.
government. Hold on. It's a
It's
possibility
passion,
that
not
can
emotion.
happen. Okay, family, let that go, man. This is knowledge, whether it's emotion or not. Relax. Man, make men so weak, man. Let me say it.
We gotta learn how to talk with everybody's gonna say it with their chest on here, man. They
Right.
might not say it the way you want it to sound, but
That's right.
he's not
Listen.
saying anything wrong. Now
Let
he
me
may not
just
have
if I,
misunderstood her question. He may have misunderstood her question, but he's not saying anything wrong. I think
nothing
what she-
wrong.
So
I'm
so
t-
so here's how it's gonna look. Let me answer a question.
Yes.
We're gonna find a candidate that we trust that's coming from the grassroots. One of them is a Marcel Dixon type, right? He's
Right.
been vetted already. We like that brother. He's standing on business. Okay, and look, we need other Marcel Dixons for each state and each territory and each city that we're gonna run. Okay, and we're gonna run these candidates and we're gonna get behind them and we're gonna give these brothers not just our money, but we're gonna give them security. We're gonna make sure they know that listen, man, once you get in there, you're in the belly of the beast. We're gonna protect you.
Exactly.
So you don't got to be afraid to say what you need to say. If anybody's bothering you, you make that phone call, and we're gonna handle street business the way we handle
Exactly.
street business.
Exactly.
Make sure you're okay. Because
You
we're
can't
not gonna let them bully you. We're not gonna
That's
let
right.
them hold anything up against you. We're not gonna
That's
let them try to compromise you. We're gonna protect you. That's the problem. Why people don't want to be leaders, because
That's
they know
right.
that people are not protecting them.
That's right.
Y'all want these people to do the job, but y'all
Right.
afraid to put your skin on in the
Come
game.
on. Come on, fam.
You gotta get your skin in the
Yes.
game. It's
Yes.
easy to point the finger at somebody else and say, "You do it, you do it,
Right.
you do it."
Right.
But you also, as we appoint, we also gotta get some skin in the game and say, "We're not gonna let nothing happen to you." So when
That's
our
right.
sister Reeve runs in Maryland, we gotta have her back, y'all. We gotta
Yes.
protect her. We gotta protect that voice, that
Yes.
articulation, that strength. We have
That's
to
right.
we have to say, listen, man, say it with your chest, speak truth to power. I don't care who's in that room. Guess what? We're gonna be right there in the room with
Right
you.
there. Right there.
We're gonna be
You-
right there with you. I'm
Yes.
saying we need to hire our own security force for our own candidates.
Yes.
We can't trust
Okay,
theirs.
here's some important dates to keep in mind. December of 2024. This is when they have to select our local government who's going to run. January the 1st of 2025. This is when they have to fill out the applications for who's going to run for our local government. We need to start preparing now because this is going to start right after November the 11th, Election Day. The reason I'm saying stop being condescending is because it's coming off offensive to us. And it making us be, what's the word I'm looking for, gentlemen? Push back. You might have a good stance, but it's giving a pushback because instead of us hearing you say it like, we all need to get involved, you saying, you need to do it. Why don't you do it?
And I'm doing it. I just need to I need
question. Listen. You need to put the onus on yourself. If
That's
you're
right.
saying it, like if you're saying it, why aren't you doing it?
Right.
That's what we're saying. If you're doing it, great. If you're doing it, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. If you're doing the work, great. Continue doing the work.
That's right. And that's the only reason why I could say, if I'm doing it, why you not doing it? I'm doing it. I'm out there. And I'm at you. Right.
You
And I
don't
want y'all to be leaders.
So that's a great question. Why
Right.
don't you do it? Let's all do. Listen.
Let me say this, Chanel. I look into Marcel Dixon,
She said some awesome things.
and if you really think about it, follow up on him and see what he's been doing.
And then start doing it if you can.
Yeah.
The more people we have doing it,
we care. That's exactly what we need. People who actually care
Absolutely.
outside of their family. Listen, we know.
I like what Chanel had to say.
We know that anytime you step up in a position where it's considered a leadership position, right? You're going to be under fire.
Yes.
You're stepping out away from the group, and you're becoming you're becoming visible. Once you become visible, you're open for all types of attacks.
Absolutely.
I have a
Absolutely.
question. Are we
All
going to
types.
register to vote, or are we going to step away from registering to vote? What is the movement?
We're gonna let our think tank do that, but right now we're staying registered to vote. I don't see why we need to unregister to do anything.
So we have until April the 3rd of 2025 to register to vote.
Okay, so we got
Because
to get a think
everybody on
tank.
this panel gives good input what we need to do. If y'all don't know, if y'all don't realize it, and I come from a different side of TikTok where we actually help each other and we throw money at each other, we can be our own community. We can start building right here in this live. We can
Exactly.
put funds together and make sure one person can get their own business, or we can send several people to either real estate school, some kind of career path.
Yes.
And it don't mean the age, it means the support from this community. We wake
Yes.
up every day. If each of us gave $20, we can pay for somebody real estate school. We
Yes.
can make sure that they can go farther. Because
Yes.
one way that a lot of people made income and took themselves out of poverty is through real estate. And we can do that. Even if we help 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people in this community, and our community
Yes.
is on to this live, we have done it. We have pushed somebody farther. And when they
Yes.
look back, they can say FBA helped us.
Yes.
That's why I'm saying, let's not say, why don't you do it, unless the system in doing it. I don't want to discourage somebody with the passion. That's why I say, let's not knock out.
Yeah, because I feel like some of us do have good intentions.
Yes.
And we do
All of us
have
doing it.
things we want to do, but some of us have different strengths and weaknesses. And some people
Yes.
need some direction, like some of the men. I have men approaching me, and I'm really nice to all of my men. But sometimes they don't have any direction, and they're good people.
Yes.
They're just on the street.
And I got to get over thinking everybody's a leader. I don't know why I think that. And I'll tell you something else too. If we teach them a skill, I taught 3 guys, not bragging, I taught 3 guys how to paint. One guy came from 313. All he did was sold drugs. And I told him to get a job. He said, I don't know how to fill out an application. I took him to one of my vacant houses, trained him how to paint. Now he's painting for Grady Hospital. He's giving back. He has a family. This is what I'm talking about. Let's give back to our people. Not only him, but 3 other brothers. I'm taking some clothes to a family who do not have their parents, and they don't want to be separated. Let's look at Warren Dunn. Warren Dunn, right here in Atlanta, built 500 homes. One man built 500 homes for single black women. Not only did he build the homes, but he furnished it to the toothbrush. This is what has to be out there, and we can do it. If one woman, it took one man to destroy us. It took one man to bring us. Let's take one lady, one man to give back. And this is all I'm saying to you all, you leaders, whether you like it or not, you're a leader. When the Creator woke you up, you just got to take on responsibility. And being a leader, just like working out.
And do the work. Every
yes.
one of us can do the work.
Yes,
You can start in your community. You can.
Yes, sir.
It's nothing for us to put together a fund and do a scholarship.
That's
Right?
right.
But here's the thing: there have to be qualifications, there have to be requirements, and we have to make sure that you're actually going to do what we said you're going to do. Okay? We can't afford
See
that
how you,
anymore.
Mr. Strong, you said something that was very important that Mr. Too Much said earlier today. And I just want to encourage us. The reason that they keep pointing the finger at us because we're powerful. When you look at, when you literally have to study and research and dig deep down and know that we're not the majority in the world. You understand? We're not even the majority in the United States of America, but that's what they want to portray us to be.
That's right.
Japan has has almost as much Black Americans living in Japan, South American Black people living in Japan than it is in America. And over 40% of them live in a single home. And they say the reason is due to poverty. We don't even have the same reasons of living in a single home. But when we speak on it, it's us that's always look. If you look it up and you have to keep on searching, you have to keep on looking. You just can't go with the first thing you see. And you will see we're not the countries with is Sweden and Japan with the most single people in this world living in single homes. But they're not the face of that.
That's right.
All right.
They
Well,
not.
That's right.
let's hear from Tater. Tater, go ahead, man. Let's hear from you, brother.
Yeah, just it's different. I've been on this platform watching for about a month, and I just wanted to say I like what you guys are doing. It's awesome. Too much. This is a great education. I've been learning a lot, so I've been listening to you and Cousin. So just keep doing what you guys are doing. That's all I need.
All right, there you go. Thank you. We finally heard from Tater. There we go. Appreciate you, brother. Okay.
My apologies. I went back and corrected.
Thank you, brother.
My apologies, Trader. But I just want us to get to the point of building each other. And we can actually do this. We can actually do this in a short period of time.
Yes.
We have until April of 2025 to register to vote, to start making the difference in our own cities and state. The governor matters.
We all need to register under independent. I think that's a good move, a good power move. If you're not registered as an independent, I think you should register as an
It's time to register under independent. That's the movement.
Until we get our own party started, until we get the foundational American Party started, and it's going to be inclusive for everybody, but it's going to be based around foundational Black American principles and what we want, and we also and I believe what we want is what America wants. Okay. I strongly believe that. Now, we may be different colors, but that don't mean we're not American. So we are a foundational American party, and we're going to do things that are going to be one first and America-centric first. That's who we are. That's how we're going to move. And we're going to run our candidates, and our candidates are going to be who we have, we have chosen. We know who they are. They're going to come from the grassroots. They're going to grow up amongst us, and we're going to see their character, and then we're going to put them in position where their strengths can be utilized. You understand? That's how we're going to move. That's how we're going to get this thing off the chart. We can't worry about who's going to be the next president right now, because we can't affect that. We can't change that. We have to worry about how our lineage is going to move despite of the presidency, and we have to look to the future of when we're going to run a president. It might be 15 years later, it might be 20 years later, but we got to be ready today. So what we got to do is get our local and our state in position first, and then we'll start thinking about the national.
And that's a good point. That is an excellent point. Once we get through this state and the governor and the city and put our people in leadership, especially in the cities that's majority Black Americans, we're going to make a difference. We've been making a difference. And we do have FBAs out there trying to get into the higher position. We encourage you to watch the documentary Tethers that's on Tubi. We encourage you.
I do want to ask the host, do you think it's best for us to self-govern, or do you think we do need someone to govern over us? When it's all said and done.
Self-governance.
That's a great question. That's a great question.
We have to be accountable for self first.
But everything has to be self-repair, self-govern. Everything has to be self first. And listen, we have to adopt that ant mentality. We're stronger together. We all know we got to gather food, and we got to bring it back to the barn house, and we got to store up because winter is coming. We all know winter is coming, so we all need to be doing things to prepare for what's coming. We have to prepare for our national election that we're one day going to have a foundational Black American. We can't accept all this symbolism and all these sleeper cells to take our place and be like, oh, we're going to accept this Black person because they have our skin color. No, if they're not from our lineage, they're not from our lineage. We know we have to get our numbers up, meaning we have to have strong families. We need to be having 3 to 5 kids in each of those families. Our game. We got to know our strength. We have strong genes. We have the dominant genes. We have to use it to our advantage, and we have to grow in them. We have to continue passing this Black consciousness that's going to liberate all of us. To the next generation, because Generation X, just as we came in, we're going right back out.
That's right.
We need strong millennials and strong Gen Zers to keep stopping the fight. We have a language that nobody can know about. right? We have to
We
protect
have
that
several
language.
over 13.
We have to protect that language. We have to make sure that the younger generation
That's right.
understands the importance of protecting that language, because we can't have that language infiltrated. We can't have black faces being sambos because somebody hemmed them up and dangling that carrot over. We have to have people that say, you know what, you may have something on me, and I'm willing to let that come out for the sake of my people. I'm willing for my people to even turn against me because it's going to be what's best for my people.
right.
We got to
That's
have
right.
that type of mentality. That's why I'm going to keep preaching. You got to be clean. You got to be clean. You got to be clean.
That's right.
You don't want
That's
no dirty people. We don't want anything. The only thing they're going to be able to use against you is probably your family.
That's right.
And you need to have that conversation with your family. Let them know, listen, I'm going to do my best to protect y'all, but, we got to fight.
That's right.
We got to fight. We got to fight. We got to be warriors. We got to be warriors. And that's what's going to have to happen. We have to unalive on this sword. We got to unalive on this hill. Whatever it takes to move the needle. We have to stand up. Our ancestors need justice, y'all. They need
That's
justice.
right. That's right.
And
They sure
nobody's
do.
going to give it to them but us.
That's
and
right.
we got to stand on business. And again,
But get ready to go back to the streets.
Hold on. This is not an anti-American speech. We are 100% for America thriving.
That's right.
We don't want to harm. We're not here to harm or do anything to anybody, but we're here to make sure our lineage is going to stand on business and do. God put us in this country for a reason.
That's right.
To bring justice to the world.
That's right. Come on.
To replace the system of injustice with a
That's right.
system of justice, and we're the
Go
only.
ahead, Kamala, sound like her. Huh.
That's right.
We're the only ones that can do it. And y'all don't want me to go, I think
Yes, Lord. So you're basically saying that we should withhold, we should withhold our vote in support to these parties unless we know who they are and they are on code on what we're trying to accomplish.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to withhold our vote. We got to let the Democratic Party fail. The Democratic Party must fail. We cannot lend our support or lend anything to them. They must fail. They have crimes that are punishable, like treasonous crimes.
That should go both ways, though, brother.
That's right.
It does go both
Republicans
ways,
should
but
be foul
we're
too.
not jumping to, we're not leaving one and running to the other. The idea is, as he said, run to independent.
We're jumping to the independent party.
That's right.
We're saying I'm an independent.
That's where we
and
run.
anybody
That's
can
right.
get
I
it.
thought we all was independent. I really did. I did not know that so many of us fell in love with the D. I did not know that. I thought we all, because I grew up in a family that it was mentioned that we're independent. That we talked about the Charlene Mitchell. When did we all forget and fall in love? We were just lending our vote. It wasn't a permanent position. We never hired them to represent us. We was
What I'm
lending.
saying is, when you say the Democratic Party should fail, also include the Republican. Democratic and Republican should fail.
But in
That's
the
the better
last
way to say it.
In the
But I'm
last
saying, listen, I'm
59
saying we
years,
old.
over 80% of Black
Right.
American votes been going to the Democrat Party, where the Democrat Party has done nothing, has not paid us reparations, never gave us our acres and the mule back, hasn't done anything specifically for the Black American descendant of slaves.
Republicans
And
ain't
This
either.
is not saying, and
to the
this
same
is not
standard, though.
saying that the
Hold them to the
Republicans
same
have offered
standards.
anything or put anything on the table.
Hold on. Listen, Will, what you got to understand is the Republican Party don't owe us anything. The Democratic Party does. We stood on business for the Democratic Party for 60 years. They owe us.
Exactly.
They owe us.
They
The
both owe
Republican
us,
Party
brother.
don't owe us nothing. But
Yes,
Yeah,
they
because
do.
weren't
They
we
owe us.
originally like Republicans anyway? The black people we originally sided with Republicans.
We have not been repping Republicans
For 60 years.
Right.
In significant numbers.
Democrats.
It's Ronald Reagan.
And Democrat needs to
The
do something.
Republicans has been supporting a lot of things against us, though, like the police out there unaliving black people.
Yes, they have, brother. We're not saying
they've been
that they
supporting that.
We're not saying
Can I tell
anything.
y'all
Brother,
some
we are
facts?
not saying
owe
that
us
they
for that.
have
They
not
owe us
done
for
that.
that.
But we're
Can I
saying the
tell you some
Democrat
facts? What we're
owns us.
talking about when we talk about April the 25th to register the vote, the federal government has no control, don't have permanent control of the police department in your city and the state. The state has control over that. And what you're worrying about immunity, a lot of states already have immunity. They already sent their officers off to other countries to get trained and
That's
train
right.
them how they do things in the United States of America.
That, brother, it's all about
So when you
controlling us.
trying to look at the president and say, oh, they did this, they have no say-so over the state. That's why when Miss Chanel mentioned what we shall do, I start giving y'all the dates to look out for, because that's what's matter. Whoever you put in place to represent your city and state, that's when the election come to represent the president of the United States of America.
Let me say this, and I'm not making excuses for Trump, right? Okay, but either Trump is not smart and wrong when he says he can indemnify the police on a federal level, or he's trolling and he's using these talking points and he's learning the game of politics so he can get in office. You understand what I'm saying? There are something we all know that these candidates, they're going to say all this stuff, but when they get in office, they're going to do the opposite. We know that. We have
Same with Kamala. She can't stop the AB thing that went through the Supreme Court, but she's running on it as if she can bring a change to it.
Exactly. So we got to understand that all politicians do this. There are talking points that are just specifically to get you to vote for them, for the people. You don't know what. Listen, everybody needs to know all the legislative branches within the government. You should quiz yourself. You should understand that inside and out. You should know your constitution. You should know how your government works. And if you know how your government, see, that's why the Black Panthers were dangerous, because they were teaching you about the Constitution. They were teaching you about the
exactly.
They were showing you, hey, you can stand on this. It's in your Constitution. You don't have to use this.
Let me say this right quick, family.
I also acknowledge that the Black Panther, they disregarded both parties. They didn't go Democrat or Republican. They left all of that.
I grew up in the blackest city with the most powerful black man in America.
Oh, Will, we're not talking about Republican or Democrat, brother. I don't know why you're focused on that. We're talking about one party specifically. We're talking about the Democratic Party and how bad they've been for Black America since we switched over to them. It's been
I think we'll need to hear we don't trust either party.
We don't trust neither party. We don't, Republicans, they don't owe us anything because we haven't given them support like we giving them the Democratic Party. That's what we're saying. We want the Democratic Party to fail. They should fail. They need to fail. We can't trust any of them.
Yeah, that's the reset.
All of them. The Black Caucus, all of them got to go. The Boulets, all of them got to go.
That's the reset we're needing to be in.
We have to reset. It's time for a reset and say, okay, we got to take back our vote, and we got to say no. Now you have to pay us. If you want our vote, you got to give us something.
That's right.
Pay me to vote for you.
Exactly. That's what I've been saying the whole time. Make them donate to our cause.
That is the same thing we've all been saying. Listen,
if they don't donate, I like that, Will. I like that. If they don't donate, we can't rock with them. Donate to our schools. Donate to this trust.
That's right.
Donate to the Black community, specifically to the Black community. Not put it in somebody's hands who's going to gatekeep and trickle down. No. Put it into where we want to. Put it into the roads. Put it into the buildings, put it into the infrastructure, everybody new water heaters. Do something like that.
That's right. And also,
like, okay, then maybe we can start building our trust again. They have to earn our trust again.
That's right. Mr. Will, see, we conscious Black ants, and we're tired of asking the red ants for helping us. We're tired of asking the brown ants. We need to step up. This is a life in this arm, family. Everybody in our community is making it. The Koreans making it, the Arabics with the gas station, everybody making it. And Democrat owe us big time. Forget the Republican, I'm talking about the Democrat. See, we live in this thing. We're not begging in action. Look,
just go with what Too Much said. Too Much just said they should donate to us first.
Don't be rude like that.
Let's hold them to that.
I can finish. Don't be rude. Listen to me. Let me make my point, bro. This is a life And this armed situation we in, brother. Look at our gas prices. Look at our food.
You repeating yourself, man. You finna say that forever. You're gonna talk forever saying that.
Give me a minute, man. Just shut your mouth if you want me to say it. Man, always, soon as black people get something started, here comes somebody, here comes the Uncle Tom, here comes the house Negro. We ain't got time for that. We ain't got time to beg. We ain't got time to beg. No, we ain't begging you and nobody else. Either we live or we dislive ourselves. Period. This is a life, and you ain't willing to do that. Come up with a solution, bro. You want us to go back to the Republicans and Democrats and beg them to help us? No, either you help us or we start our own.
Okay, let me come with another scenario real quick, just to reset the room. We're talking great, and I don't mean to come with any boogeyman thing. I don't want to do that, right? But we know that the country is in unrest. Okay, we know that this is probably the most important election of all elections. We know that some people are going to be butthurt when their candidate doesn't win.
Okay, the redlining.
Hold on,
baby. Let him finish.
Hold on. Okay, this is what I'm posing, and I want you. They had that movie called Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
Did anybody watch that? I didn't watch the whole thing, but I watched some of it. Did anybody watch that?
What's the name again?
Oh, Civil War.
No.
I didn't watch it all.
You should watch it.
Civil W.
You should watch it because I'm not saying it is going to happen. It's a possibility that can happen. So post-election, Trump wins, there's going to be upheaval. If Kamala wins, there's going to be upheaval. There could possibly be something like a civil war, or start happening. I don't want to give boogeyman. I don't want to. I'm saying it's a possibility. How is FBA going to move if that happens? That's the question I want to ask people on this panel. I want to start with the top now, and we're going to go all the way down to the bottom because it's a possibility. I don't want to use that as a scare tactic, but I don't want to be naive to say it's not possible. It's because it is possible, and it's probably long overdue. But how are we going to move when this happens? I'll start with Sweet. Go ahead, Sweet.
I think we're going to come together. When we start recognizing that we all we got, we're going to come together. Y'all all made some valid good points, and I'm proud of everybody that's on this panel. I really am. Because it makes me think, it makes me want to go further and educate myself. Because if you look at the Democratic presidents since the 1960s, the redlining, the elite Asians that they let in, the people who they gave loans to that was not descendant of slaves, that's what we need to change. It was Democrat presidents and the Democrat Party. And trust and believe when it's time to, when they get in that room and vote, they're voting with the Republicans. They interchangeable. So what we need to do and what we're going to do after this election is come together, because we really don't have no choice, and start putting it together. We are the change and the difference. And we was the vote that mattered in 1964 with only 22 million of us. We still the vote that mattered in 2024, 2025 when we have triple those numbers. We need to come together no matter who we are and what we believe in. And we are, because the world is against us right now, and we see it.
So how are we going to move if civil unrest happens? How are we going to move as a block, as a group? How are we going to protect
I believe in my heart, because I listen to everybody, we're going to put the feet to the pedal. We're going to do actions. We already have young people getting into politics who's pushing FBA agenda farther. We're going to support the movement. We're going to get others to support our movement. We have done this. We can continue to do this. We're going to learn our history, and we're going to fight with what's right. They want us to forgive, but they won't have to pay. But we're going to do it for our legacy. We're going to come together. We're going to demand what's owed to us, and we can do it now because we've been confused. But come on. Our eyes are just not being open, and there's nothing wrong with that. Our eyes are just not being open what has happened to our community. We was never worrying about our history being erased when we was in the struggle of making history. We didn't. Now we recognize they are erasing our history because they don't want us to live farther in history. We're going to come together. We have to. Move on.
All right. Fourthly, same question. If civil unrest breaks out due to somebody's candidate not being in office, how are FBA going to move?
We got to survive. That's the initial thing, is surviving that encounter, you know. And you know, like I've said this earlier, and it's been a big thing on my mind. That's the reset that has to happen. It's taking place, but the reset. That's what we got to do. What do I mean by reset? Well, we need to reset the way we teach our kids, the way we educate our kids. We need to reset with the Black economics. You know, this platform does a lot, you know, for that. That's why I listen to it every day. How we treat our women and how our women treat us. All that has to be reset. We are a strong nation, but we are so divided. And so what's going on in this political climate at this time is almost prophecy. It has to happen. It needs to happen, and it's about to happen. And once it happens, we got to have that reset in order to go forward. And that reset calls for us to re-educate ourselves. We know a lot more than our parents knew when we were coming up in the 70s and the 80s. And so that reset, it's time for it. And so we got to survive the encounter, and then we got to re-educate our kids. And I don't think one other thing before I get out of here is Trump was talking about doing away with the Department of Education. I'm so with that, because the Department of Education it's been failing our children. We need to be our children's Department of Education. We have to be that. So he's talking about doing away with it. Yeah, do away with it. That's why I'm with him. That's one of the reasons I'm with him. Let us redo our education of our kids, because they've been mistaught and they're being failed.
The enemy of our enemy is our friend, y'all. You got to understand, the enemy of our enemy is our friend. He doesn't have to align completely with FBA values, but if he's taking care of a lot of the things that we need to take care of, like that border, like that educational system.
Yes.
We gotta agree with that. Okay.
That's right.
But again, that just because he gets in office doesn't mean everything's going to be fine and dandy. Just because Kamala gets in office doesn't mean everything's going to be fine and dandy. There are people who don't want these candidates in office, and they're willing to stand on business and create some type of civil unrest. And whether it happens or not, we need to be prepared for that as FBA on how we're going to move. And one of the things he said, first thing we got to do is survive. And the only way we're going to survive is if we stick together. And that's where our language is going to be important. Those who know the language, that's where that's going to be important, because we need to get messages to other people across the town, because if the power goes out, the power goes out. If the grid goes down, the grid goes down. You understand? And you've never listen. I tell women this. I tell men this. You don't want to see a bunch of emotional men.
That's right. That's right.
You don't want to see hysterical men on the street. They're dangerous. They can't be trusted. They're not thinking straight. They're gone.
That's right.
And you don't want to be one of those hysterical men, and you don't want to encounter any one of these hysterical men when civil unrest happens. Because people respond differently when WAR is on the scene.
That's right.
So you gotta protect yourself. I'm gonna tell you, stay with your family, stay with your immediate family. Only let those in that you trust. It's not a color thing, but you got to understand that some of these people are not that over here are not American, and they don't share our values.
That's right.
So we got to survive the encounter, and once we survive the encounter, then we have to mobilize, and we have to have something in place to mobilize to, and mobilize for. So cousin, go ahead, cousin. Cousin, you there, cousin?
Okay. I guess I'll say it like this. Yes, obviously. Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, okay.
Obviously, yes. The first thing is to survive. Okay. Surviving means so many things in today's climate. You as I like to tell and say to the B1 Brigade, you got to keep your head on a swivel. If you are just becoming aware of the dangers, you are behind. I'm sorry to tell you. You better start running faster, because we've known for some time what they've been attempting to do with us. I said before, I grew up in the blackest city with the blackest FBA mayor there was. We had an FBA mayor. We had an FBA city council. Prior to that, the community was getting bamboozled, run amok, yada, yada. Once he came in, the bamboozling went away. The run amuckery ran away. But when it comes to our political life, you need to understand, saying we want to take over a city is great. But there's not one city that you can take over that controls its money. That money comes from the legislature in that area. And generally, most states, black population does not get the majority in the state legislature. The state legislature then defunds those black cities, so they can't properly fund themselves to move forward.
So how do we
that has
fund
been my experience. Now, my mayor had power and connections.
How do we fund it if we can't let that happen? See, if we know that's going to happen,
my position,
we got to come together as a people. And
Right.
if we know it's going to happen,
if the government doesn't fund us, we have to fund it.
Exactly.
We have to do it. We have to come together. We can't always point our finger and wait for
I
the
am in
government
agreement with this.
That's
We, as a people, we can't allow that to happen. That's why we have to protect our people. Thank you
That's
for the
right.
gift, by the way. With that. Magic. Go ahead.
Marcus Garvey style.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go on and end it right there. I'm just saying, keep your heads on the swivel. That means from where you go to work, the information your children are receiving. How is your home secured? Do you have an escape plan? Do you have a code word for your family? These are things that are supposed to be being instilled so that we all are secure. But these things start in the home. It starts with the love. It starts with, again, I'm going to just bring it right to this. Me having 180 on my woman's front and her having 180 on my back. When we do that, then we are moving in our proper form, in our proper unison. We're working in one accord. We're working with one karmic energy and creating a bubble of power and a sphere of influence that cannot be broken.
I'm gonna just land you right there. You're a mod, so you're definitely welcome to chime back in. Let me go to Strong. Same question, Strong. If civil unrest happens because people are mad that their candidate didn't win,
Number one, yes, sir. Number one, I think that the Creator is going to step in, and I think we're going to win. We're the only race of people that have been through slavery, been through everything, and we're surviving by the grace of God. Number one. Number two is we have to prepare ourselves. When I say ourselves, you got to be conscious. You got to be, you can't be drunk off this food, off the liquor, off the weed, off the money, off the dependence of the government. You got to be conscious, ladies and gentlemen, in order to fight a war. You can't be sneezing and having low blood and all that and worry ration. You got to be, you have no choice now. You either swim or drown, ladies and gentlemen, and stop all this talking. We need some action, but get you a weapon, if I could say weapon on this line. It's not against the law to defend your self-defense. Is not against the law. And you got to understand these people, everybody's against us. So don't reach out to your white neighbor. Don't reach out to I love my brothers, but don't reach out to the Hispanics. No, this is a war for, see, we got the uniform on. My black skin, my ancestors is the reason why we fight. We have to be prepared. And I'm going to tell you how, and I'm finished. We have no choice. First of all, it's platforms like this that's going to help us to educate one another. This is what we have to do. We have to stop eating that nasty food, first of all, Go to your farmer's market, get some sea moss, some turmeric. You got to become conscious. And I know, and please stay away from the white brothers. They mean good, but they can't help us. They don't understand our suffering. It got to be embedded in you. You got to be tired. So here it is right here. Get you some water. Damn, I'm there. I should get bottled water, but it ain't no good. That bottled water ain't no good in that plastic. But you got to prepare for war, ladies and gentlemen. You have to. You can't sit there on your computer no more. You cannot. You can't depend on your preachers, your imams. This is your battle, and this is what you have to do. Educate yourself. You got to become conscious. Either you fight or you disarm. And I hate to put it like that, but we're in this situation now. If war come, you have to be prepared. You have no choice, and I am prepared. And I don't want to give out all my information, but I'm prepared. I got my arm. I'm conscious, and I'm here to stand for our people by any means necessary. Thank you, brother, for letting me share.
Okay. Well, let's hear from our YT brother. We have Tater on the line, man. How are you going to mobilize your people? How are you going to prepare for civil unrest when it comes, if it comes, because a candidate's not winning? Go ahead, Tater.
I think you're right. It's going to reset it to where they'll have to listen to everybody. So I think you're right on that. As far as doing anything, I have no idea on that part. I'm still trying to get educated on everything. I've been in law enforcement for 30 years and still talking to the black community inside going, you need to get educated. But I think you're right. It's got to start at the home because I'm not doing any good.
I think Malcolm said to you, if you want to help us, you go in your community and teach your people to stop being so racist and so hatred. And you really help us doing that. If you can tell them how beautiful they are and how beautiful we are, then I think that would ease a lot of pain from a lot of stress. You can help by going to your community, teaching your beautiful people how beautiful we are. And
sure.
Absolutely.
No doubt.
Thank you.
You bet.
Okay. All right. Will, shout out, man. Thank you for the gift, y'all. Thank you so much.
Yeah, my answer to that question is I actually like what Too Much has been talking about as far as a contract, establishing ourselves as a nation, right? Because I think that is the only way we can delineate and actually do something for ourselves. When they come into our communities, you know what I'm saying? We're protected. We can protect ourselves. So that's the first thing I think we need to do as far as helping ourselves. We delineate. The other thing I wanted to say was I think that the thing I disagree is that when we talk about the enemy of our enemies, right? Mm-hmm. When it comes to Trump, he is not the enemy of our enemies. He never comes out against the 3Ks or the YT nationalists. He never does it. Matter of fact, he employed a Steve Bannon in his cabinet, and that Steve Bannon will tell you himself. He won't deny that he's a ISIS. He don't deny it. He admits it. And so I don't see him as the enemy of our enemies. I think we need to correct that. And please don't take this as if I'm a Democrat, because I'm not. I'm more conservative. I believe in conservatism, right?
Listen, I'm gonna just cut you off real quick and let you finish. This is what I'm hearing, brother. Listen, okay? I know everybody wants to believe that Trump is racist. He's not. I know everybody wants to believe that. If there was a time where Trump was the most beloved man in the black community, and it changed when he started running. If you start watching the interviews of him going on The View, Whoopi Goldberg kissed that man, okay? Oh, she was so enamored over Trump, but the moment he ran, that's when it happened. We have to start, you see, you have to get your feelings and your biases out of it. They tried to unalive this man 3 times.
That's right.
You got to understand.
Can you answer a question for me?
Hold on, brother. Hold on. They don't do that they don't do that for the person that's with the program. They do that for the people who's not with the program.
That's right. That's right. Come on.
You have to recognize the enemy of our enemy is our friend.
That's right.
Whether you like him or not, if he's doing things that's going to benefit your community,
that's right,
you need to pay attention. I'm not saying you got to love that man.
That's right.
You gotta like that, man. But you
That's
gotta,
right.
but you gotta make an alliance when you need to make an alliance. And
That's
right
right.
now, we gotta back him.
You have
Because
to.
Please let me finish.
hold on, I'm gonna let you finish. He's talking about the food. He's talking.
That's right.
Look, we known the news, the media was fake for a long time.
That's right.
It
That's
took
right.
Trump to say it to wake up the world is what I'm talking about, brother.
That's right.
You can't arbor those. Listen, get that racism, that bigotry out of your heart, Will.
That's right.
You gotta stop that. They're
That's
not
right.
our enemy.
That's
Our
right.
enemy is the system, the
That's right.
establishment.
That's right.
And if Trump is going to try to go up against that, we need to make sure he does that.
That's
and if
right.
he doesn't do it, listen,
Absolutely.
he hired a Steve Bannon, but he didn't really know who that guy. Trump didn't really know. He told you, look, when I first got in office, I didn't know who was who.
That's right.
Now he knows. Now, if he doesn't do it this time, then it is what it is. And if he doesn't get the opportunity to do it, then so be it. We got to deal with Kamala.
That's right. That's right.
Kamala is
Can I
a
say something real
sleeper
quick?
cell. Hold on,
That's
Kamala is a sleeper cell, brother. Obama was a sleeper cell, brother.
That's right.
You
Come
gotta
on.
wake up and know what that is.
Come on.
You
That's
can't
right.
be in denial. Stop all this hatred and this bigotry in your heart. That's not
Right.
us.
That's
Will,
right.
that's not us.
Nah.
That's
That's
not
right.
how we think. We're trying
That's
to
right.
replace a system of injustice with a system of justice that benefits not just us, but everybody. When
But
we
us too.
replace this system of
That's right.
injustice and replace it with justice,
That's
that's
right.
when everybody's they're gonna be thanking us. They're gonna be clapping. They're gonna be like, oh man, we should have rolled with y'all from the beginning.
That's right.
They're gonna be feeling so sad because they know we're so right.
That's right.
But you can't
That's right.
demonize that man just for the sake of demonizing. He hasn't done nothing to your family specifically, brother. It's the
Nothing.
media that got you.
That's right.
It's the propaganda that got you. It's the
That's right.
witchcraft that got you, brother.
That's
you
right.
gotta stop watching that television. Everybody turn off the freaking television.
Turn that TV off.
Trust Hollywood. You can't trust the media. You can't
That's right.
trust black faces in the media. They're
That's
lying
right.
to you.
That's
All
right.
of them.
Preachers.
Every single one of them. You
all of
gotta go to the grassroots.
That's
and
right.
You gotta stay there. Your people are gonna tell you who's who if you pay attention. Go ahead,
That's
Will.
right.
I'm gonna let you finish, brother. But I just had to tell you that, brother. Y'all gotta stop with the bias.
That's right. And Will, give us a
Go
solution.
with
I hear what you said. Strong, please stop, bro. Please.
Give us a
I
solution.
had a hard time hearing what Strong. I had a hard time hearing what
All right,
Too
go
Much
ahead.
was saying
Go
because
ahead. All right,
you kept.
Go ahead, man.
Can
Go
you
ahead.
please?
Go ahead.
My God.
I love you, brother.
Strong.
Yes, sir.
Strong, please,
Yes, sir.
please.
Every time
See,
you
you
call
keep
me
talking. You
strong, I
still
get strong.
talking, bro.
Go ahead, bro.
Too much. Can you tell him to?
I'm gonna mute my mic. Go ahead, bro. You ain't saying nothing. Shut up.
Mute your mic, Strong. Just mute your mic, brother. Mute your mic. I got this, brother. Thank you.
Peace to the family.
Hold on, Jordan.
Okay.
Go ahead, Will.
No. See, I think this is where, as much as I love a lot of the things you got to say Too Much, there's some things I do disagree with. If you're telling me that Donald Trump didn't know who Steve Bannon was, man, I have a hard time believing that. He knows who he's hiring in his cabinet. If he's telling you,
brother, he put Mike Pence
hold on, let me finish, bro, please, let me finish, bro. Look, I'm not a Democrat, okay? I don't like Joe Biden. I don't like Kamala Harris, right? I don't like them. So don't think that I'm only saying what I'm saying about Donald Trump because you think I like them. No, I don't. I'm actually a conservative, man. I don't like that Donald Trump. There is no more conservative party. He kicked them out the damn car too. You know, he didn't like John McCain. He didn't like Jeff Flake. All the damn conservatives are kicked out of the car. They don't even like Donald Trump. You know,
a lot of Donald Trump's own party don't like him, brother. There's a reason.
Right. But the reason is
he's not part of the club.
Look.
He don't need their money.
No, you gotta wake up though. Too much. You gotta wake up, bro.
I'm awake.
When your own base, too much. If your own base run away from you, there's a reason for it. They're not running away from him because they
These
don't,
young black people, that's why they ran.
Well, hold on.
What's the
Oh, my
solution? So
goodness.
what's the solution?
Hold on,
Give us a solution.
Look.
Strong. I got this, brother. Let me talk to the brother. Listen, brother. There's a reason why his own base is not like him. You listen. First of all, Trump is not a Democrat and Trump is not a Republican. That's a problem for anybody in the system. He told you years ago when he was a Democrat that he would run as a Republican and win, and the brothers had self-fulfilling prophecy. It happened. He exposed the weakness in both parties. Listen. You don't have look. Trump messed up. Listen, if anybody should hate Trump, I should hate Trump. He messed me up from being a millionaire. He messed up my business, brother. He deregulated the power in Ohio, which was the right thing to do, but it messed up my business. You understand? So I could be like, man,
I can admit this on my part.
But the truth is the truth, brother. You gotta just recognize what it is. You gotta see what's going on. Stop allowing them to psyop us all the time, and wake up and say, you know what? Trump is not actually that bad.
Well, let me say this then, in response to what you're saying, bro.
He doesn't have to be good. He just has to be. He has to do a few
I'm gonna land with this.
Get that border.
I'm gonna land with this, bro.
Go ahead.
Let me land with this. I'm gonna land with this. I can admit my part. I do have a bias, right? Me, I have a real problem with racism, and so because I could be biased, I can admit I could be biased because I see Trump as a racist, and I could be mistaken on that, right? But hold on. Let me finish this last point. I have a hard time believing that Trump did not know what he was doing when he hired Steve Bannon, or when he say he want to give the police immunity for doing the stuff that they did to Sonia Macy, George Floyd. If he want to give them, man, I just have a hard time with that, bro. And I'm gonna land with that.
I get it. I have a hard time with indemnifying the police, but they're already indemnified. Okay, they already are on the state level, and there's certain things. And see, a lot of people don't read the fine print. They don't understand that there's. Just because they're indemnified don't mean we can't get them if they do something wrong. We can still go after them when they do something wrong. Matter of fact, Taylor, you're in law enforcement. Go ahead and speak on that real quick.
Yeah. No, we're held to a higher standard. You got the internal affairs always on our back. Right now, we get calls from, take the inmates, for instance, or civilians. They call in anonymously, and right under that, we're already under investigation. And the investigations take 2, 3, 4 years over something stupid. So yeah, we're already scrutinized, and don't rely on, like you said, the TV, because the George Floyd thing was just, that was disgusting. We weren't trained that way, and I'm glad those guys were held accountable because they were wrong. I know they weren't trained that way.
Wow. Are y'all hearing me?
You don't ever get on somebody's neck. I also teach at the academy, so therefore I know they don't get on the neck. So that guy should be held accountable. He was wrong, and there's several more people out there just like it. But not all law enforcement are that way.
That's right.
Listen, there is an agenda. They put people in law enforcement to do certain things to get.
That's right.
Why did it always happen you got to ask, why does it always happen in a Democratic city? Why doesn't it happen? Why doesn't this stuff happen in the Republican ranches? But in the stop and frisk was in Democrat cities, y'all. Democrat states, y'all. Think about that.
That's right.
It's an agenda. It's propaganda. It's witchcraft going on. It's psyops going on. You got to pay attention. Listen, I got family in military. I even got family in law enforcement. I had an uncle who worked for the LAPD. We know how infiltrated the LAPD is. I had an uncle who was a motorcycle cop in the LAPD. He wasn't a bad guy. At least I hope he wasn't. I hope he wasn't, But he was a good guy, is what I'm saying. Yeah. They're good and bad everywhere. What we need is more good people to stand up, to risk it.
Exactly.
And stand up. That's what we really need. We need people with true integrity to say, hey, listen, I'm not going to let this happen on my watch. Not on my watch. And guess what? We got to have a system to protect those people so they can do that. The problem is we don't have a system to protect the good. We have a system to protect the bad, though.
That's right.
But whistleblowers, their life's at risk if they whistleblow. They know that. Look at what happened to the guy from Boeing. He's gone. They took him out.
That's right.
He whistleblowed and they took him out. Why are we protecting those people? It's because we want to sit on the sideline and we want to let somebody else do it. We want to point the finger at the government and say the government should have did this. No, you as an American citizen, you have a right to protect your community. Step up. Help those people. You know, you don't let them. You stop letting them cancel everybody.
That's right.
Protect them.
That's right.
That's
So
all we're saying, brother. Leave the biases at home and let's look at it for what
that's
it
right.
is. Okay? When Trump said there was good people on both sides, there's nothing wrong with that.
That's right. And Fem,
Now,
let me
we
add.
may not like how he said it. We
That's
may
right.
not like what was going on. But there are, listen, y'all don't want to hear this. There are good races and there are bad races. Did y'all know that? Did you know that?
Yes.
There are good bigots and there are bad bigots. Did you know that?
We go back to the question: what are you gonna do?
Can you explain that though? Explain the good bigots and the bad bigots,
Okay,
please.
listen, because bigotry is based in ignorance. Okay, and racism is taught. Okay, you can't be racist unless you're taught. And racism is really deal with power. You have to be in power. You have to be a group. You have to be in places like law enforcement. You have to be in places like the government or the local. That's where you can affect change and do racist things. That's where you got red line and all that stuff. That's racist.
Right.
But
You gotta be
bigotry,
taught racism.
everybody has that. Everybody has a preference, brother. Everybody has an ignorance or a bias that they believe in.
I haven't heard the good in it though. What's the good in it? I haven't heard no good.
Okay, let me. Do you think Archie Bunker was a bad person, brother? Let's go with Archie Bunker.
Yes, I do. I think he was bad. It's crazy because I liked him on one hand, but he was bad. He was no good.
Exactly. Bigots can be likable, is what I'm saying. Okay, let's talk about Grant. Has anybody seen Gran Torino with Clint Eastwood? Was he a bad person? He was calling people spooks and all that stuff, but guess what? He was still a writer.
Can I ask some support?
Ultimately, he was no good though, bro. They were no good.
Listen, you should not want to be a bigot. You should not want to be a racist. But what I'm saying is, you got to understand that there are people that are high priority, that's a problem, and there are people that are low priority, that's a problem. If I approach a bigot on the street and he calls me the N-word, I can smack him, and that's it. I can beat him up and I can smack him, and that's it. But if somebody is a racist, I'm powerless against a racist.
Hey, so what about the story?
I haven't heard any good though. They're still bad people.
And they made friends.
Okay, hold on, Strong. And then I'm gonna go to Sweet Wolfie real quick. Let me say it like this: is a human being good or bad?
The nature of a human being?
Is
A human being.
That's a funny
good
question.
or bad?
It's neutral if you don't know him. If you don't know him, it's neutral.
Exactly. So there's good bigots and there's bad bigots because everybody has a form
No,
of
that don't make sense, bro. No.
Everybody has a form of bigotry in them, brother. Like you have one right now.
That's right. And you're a good person.
We're not calling you a bad person.
No. Well, I can admit I like lesbians, right? I like lesbians, but I know that it's bad, even though I like them. I like women that like women, but I know that it's wrong. I mean,
Mr. Will,
it's still wrong.
do you think? And I'm gonna just put this out here because I didn't had up several screenshots to support what y'all been speaking about, and I thank you again because y'all say stuff, and I want y'all to go deeper in researching it. You talk about Trump giving immunity to the police, but you don't talk about what Kamala Harris has done when she was the attorney general.
Exactly.
Hold her accountable too.
I don't like Kamala Harris.
Please, gentlemen, because
I don't like Kamala Harris.
And I'm not trying to assert myself. I'm really trying to grow as a woman, you know?
Go ahead.
Y'all don't talk about what she has done. Can we all agree that the 3-strike rule was put into place to attack the Black American community? And do you know who prosecuted those 3-strike rules as an attorney general? And do you know, big back me, and do you know?
Why do you think I like Kamala Harris though? Why do you think that?
Because she applied for that job. And do you know how that 3-strike rule put a lot of Black men in prison with jersey numbers because they made a mistake?
Exactly.
They made 3 mistakes, and now they in jail for life. 3 strikes
Why do you
means
think I
3
like Kamala
mistakes.
Harris though? That's all I'm asking. Why do you think I like her?
And it don't matter if those other 2 mistakes was minor mistakes. They're still given life. But we so past that because we don't look at what happened in the 90s to a lot of Black men that's still in prison for stuff that they already. I can't. For stuff that they legalized in this 21st century. We have brothers doing life sentences over MJ sentences. because they was caught carrying MJ. It didn't matter if they were going to use it or sell it. They was caught with it, and now they in jail for life. And Kamala Harris prosecute that. These are men from our community, not hers. These are people who was fathers, who was providers, not hers. And they did it to Black American women, and we got it done at a higher rate. You forget, we have to pay for the lawyers. We have to put up the bonds. We have to get our house in order to go to jail for the rest of our life. And yet you want to say what Trump say he might do, but we're not looking at what she did do under her leadership as a non-FBA. Because if the FBA would say, no, this is going to affect our community because our community is being policed the majority. And I just wanted to add it. And another thing, I want to show y'all the African enslaved languages that we spoke. But I remember growing up, I spoke Pig Latin. How many of us still speak Pig Latin?
Facts. Let's get to that, Queen. Yeah. Let's talk them ancient languages. Yeah.
We need to start, if you can't start picking up Pig Latin, because we're going to start speaking it, because we need to keep a lot of people out of our business. It's no longer a game. It's no longer a game. It's a must that we learn the language that we invented during enslavement to keep people out of our business. Choose one, Pig Latin or tuck the knees, but pick it. Another thing, we would not dismiss everything Kamala did to our community while she was earning a check.
Come on. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sister. Hey, brother, you know what I learned on this platform? That a lot of us is not ready for battle, bro. A lot of us is not.
Okay. Hold on, Storm. Let me let people speak. Let's let Chosen speak. So go ahead, Chosen, unmute your mic, and then we're going to go to Natasha.
Yeah, I just want to say peace to the family, peace to the gods and the goddesses walking the land. Peace to all. But yeah, man, I agree with a lot of y'all, man. Too much, Sweet Wolfie. You know, it's, to me, the order of the day is nationality, man. So I feel like as soon as we get that correct, we can move forward. If we don't correct that, we're not going nowhere. We're going to keep talking.
Facts.
That's how I feel. And I've been dealing with a lot of that stuff lately. Like, we all go through many walks of life, many schools of thought. But to me, until you get to that real stage, that final stage of freeing yourself from the corporation, then all of that stuff about gods and goddesses and this and the skies and all of that stuff mean nothing to me. If you don't know who you are and where you come from and your place on the land, and you talking about you woke, nah, you really lost, to be honest. So to me, the order of the day is nationality. I had a question for Tater.
Yeah.
Because I know the answer to it, but I just wanted to see, I want your perspective from it. What were you taught? And well, I want to say, yeah, pretty much what were you taught our nationality was and who we were as Black Americans?
Well, I'm a little different. I was a military brat back in the 70s.
Okay.
So I was basically raised by a Black woman. I was basically all around Black women and black folks. And when they got divorced and separated, I moved and I was thrown into all white community.
Okay.
Which threw me for a loss because I've always been around different races. So as a child, I was kind of traumatic because where's all the other races? So that's what I deal with. So I hope that answered your question.
Man, I like that.
Not so much, but it's okay.
I like that, brother.
I see where you coming from.
Ask it again so we can understand. Dial it down. Maybe just,
Okay.
I guess what he's asking is, what were you taught about?
Yeah.
What were you taught about Black people? Like what were
in history?
Oh well.
In history.
The history. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The history, it starts out with the slavery. But I was also taught where every person is equal, if that makes sense.
So
I hear you, but yeah,
I don't look at
the part.
color.
Let me just help him out. Hold on. Let me just help you out real quick. Let me just help that question out. A lot of white people are not. They're not familiar with our history the way the actual real history of it. If you learned it from it in school, they didn't go deep enough.
Oh yeah, facts.
They didn't talk about the Tulsa. A lot of people are just finding out about Lake Lanier, Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yeah, I was gonna ask him that next.
They don't know that because they wasn't taught that. Now those are actual things that have happened, and it's documented. We can prove it. It's there. We have survivors that are just now getting something for that. But a lot of we gotta exercise in wisdom, and we gotta exercise in grace.
Right. And I would like to add on to that knowledge. It's a lot of white tea people is more accepting to learning the history of American history versus us who will fight against it because the movies that they have seen. Right. I can easily go under a post and it's a white tea making a post thinking they are allied to Black Americans, and I can correct them and they'll go research and they'll come back and say, thank you, I did not know it. Mm-hmm. I get more negative pushback from Tethers and us, because they did not know it. They did not notice it, or they never was educated on it. Listen, I get more pushback.
Listen, a lot of the YT people that I talk to, and I explain to them what FDA means and what it is, they get it.
Yeah.
Now, unless they're a staunch YT supremacist, they're gonna be like, oh, you're not foundational. I'm foundational. They'll get like that. But most of them that I talk to, even some of the Hispanics that I talk to and explain to them FBA, you know what? They're like, you know what? That makes sense. I've never heard it like that before. If I would have heard it like that, then I probably would have done this and this and that. They get it. Listen, I preach this message everywhere I go, y'all. It's not just online. When I'm offline, I'm encountering all different types of people, and I'm making sure they understand what FBA is and what they need to go back and tell their community, so they know we're not this hate group.
But I want to add on to that solution. What we have to do when it break out. There's a very short story. I'm going to the gym. So I promise you, I won't be long. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. There was a scripture in the Bible where they had took all the Black people's stuff. And we prayed to our Creator. Creator raised up a white brother, who helped take it. And the white brother, he was dismissed by his family, by his white family. Sound like his brother right here. And he said, you know what? I'm going to help you. The Creator put in his heart to help us. That's going to be one of our weapons, is to get inside. Like the Creator going to touch an inside brother to help us. Because we need help, brothers and sisters. We have to have a solution. And I thank you for that question. What are we going to do? I think he's going to raise up a white brother to come help us in our rescue. Thank you for letting me share and going to the gym. God bless y'all. Be safe. Love you, brother. Love y'all, family.
I know you're not going to the gym. You better sit back and get fat like I'm just playing.
I got my sea moss, my turmeric, my ginger. I'm going. I'm fine.
Get you some ashwagandha. Yeah, you need it. No. You need some ashwagandha. You need it. I done said it. I done caught your attitude. You need some ashwagandha. I am on ashwagandha right now. Y'all see how classy and demure I am?
Nephew, you gotta get me on that. I never heard of that.
Give me 2 seconds. I want to honor a comment. She want us to sing happy birthday to Grace, and I'm going to just sing it fast.
Yes.
I want to say happy birthday to you. I want to say happy birthday to you. Yeah. Happy birthday, Grace. We appreciate you and we love you, whoever you are. Continue.
Shout out to our sister Grace. Okay, let me go to Natasha. Hold on real quick, Chosen, before I get off with you. I want you to answer the question on if civil unrest happens because of one candidate is chosen over the next candidate, whether it's Kamala, whether it's Trump, and civil unrest begins to happen in this country. What are we as FBAs to do? How are we going to conduct ourselves? How are we going to survive, for lack of a better word? Go ahead. Chosen?
Oh, that's for me? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, one,
I'm just thinking about
on the whole Trump and Kamala thing, I'm with y'all on the Trump thing because I know deep things about what he been through and what he done that a lot of people don't know, and videos and information and documents that people never seen. So, but then again, I was like, I understand where Will coming from too. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like these people are brought up in these systems. You know what I'm saying? So don't think that they're 100% for us. You know what I'm saying? They have their own agendas that they're chasing. So we have to work with our own agendas. We have to come together as one. Like these chats, these lives, these is good. But until we form groups in 7, then 20s, and go to these courtrooms and go down to these places and take our judicial stand out, then that's when we're gonna get heard. We're never gonna have a place if we just keep talking about it and just not acting on it. I'm an action guy, so I want to take action. You know what I'm saying? Not to say to use brute force or anything like that, but you know.
We understand. We get it.
Yeah.
We gotta stand on business. I understand.
Yeah. I'm one of those. So I look at myself as a spiritual warrior. So
I feel you, brother. I don't run from a fight, brother.
I'm
not. I don't have that flight syndrome. I got that fight syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
That's what my adrenaline kicks in. I'm hyped. I'm ready. I'm like, let's go. Who I gotta knock out first? You know,
right. And I'm quick to
I
it
wish
too.
I had that flight syndrome. It's like my legs don't run fast enough. I was never, I ran like a 12 something flat in 100, so I knew I wasn't out running.
I believe you. I played football. I run a 4.3, but
I was running like a 4.9, 4.8, 4.7.
That's still good. That's still good though. That's still good. But yeah.
And
But
I
knew
did
wasn't
shot
that
put.
fast.
I can show y'all my muscles. And I did shot put and ran the 100 dash. I'm telling y'all, Black brothers, I'm gonna beat y'all in domino.
Just stop. Just listen, Wolfie. Just stop it. You're not gonna do it.
But yeah, if anything, if I want to see anybody in office, it's gonna be Trump to me. But I'm not voting. I don't believe in none of that. I'm just. Yeah.
Okay, let's bring up Natasha, and then we're gonna go down to Abdul at the bottom there. Let's bring up Natasha. I'm gonna ask you the same question. And people are going to be upset over this election, no matter who wins, whether it's Trump or whether it's Kamala. And there could be, I'm not saying there could be some civil unrest. We've all heard about the movie Civil War. That is a possibility. Listen, they don't put it in the movies. Whether you guys know it or not, they don't put it in the movies unless it's unless it's part of some type of agenda. Do you understand? So we have to be ready for anything that can happen. And one of the things we do got to do is we got to survive it. So what should we do as FBA in case civil unrest breaks out in the country because of a candidate? Go ahead, Natasha.
Hi, good afternoon first. Well, I am not, I really don't know about your FBA. I just happened to run across your page and you were talking since I've been on here, and it's very interesting. As you're saying, with the civil unrest, did anybody see the meeting they had when they specifically said on the 6th, if Trump wins on the 6th, they're going to go to the courts, they're going to do everything they can to make sure that he can't be president. And it will cause civil unrest. That's what they said. Me personally, I've already been stocking my stuff up. I voted Monday. I went in early in the morning. I'm still doing exactly what everybody else is doing, talking to the people. Let's get these people out here. Let people understand. I actually had a friend yesterday tell me that Abraham Lincoln was a Democrat. That means they weren't never taught anything. So, so my basics right now is just making sure people understand what's going on, especially with the DOD directive. That's something that we all need to think about. That sovereignty meeting that they had last month, That's something we need to think about. Her standing up on stage after Putin went and backed her. She tells everybody, "Oh, I gave 𝗖𝗎ance information on how to protect himself from Putin." That's treason. So, there's a lot of stuff that has been going on, and it's just like, okay, we need Trump back in office. I've been reading about this DOD directive. Some people are telling me that that's not what it is, but from what I'm seeing and reading, because if you don't read it, hearsay, it's straight saying that the military can be used against our own people. And why are we paying taxes to pay them if they're going to be using them against us?
The martial law.
I don't understand that.
I've been hearing that too.
But they already have.
Yeah.
Been using the martial law in our community. Yeah. They have several times in history.
Yeah, that's part of us not being able to form our own government. So that's where it's an issue for me,
Too loud.
Does anybody know about the Policies for the People site?
Please explain.
MAGA made a site for the people to put in their own policies for them to go over them and implement our policies. Have you heard of it?
No.
Policies for the People. It might be up under RFK's site or either Trump's site, but you can look it up. It's definitely there. That's how much they're really trying to make it for the people. That's why I don't understand why people don't understand. Is this if people maybe it's because they don't even know that there is a site that's called Policies for the People. But it's there. And with this group that I'm listening to right now, it would be a good thing for all of you guys to get over there and start putting your policies in there. That would be an interesting.
I agree. Let's do some. Let's look up that. Let's fact check everything. Let's find out more information about what she's talking about.
Mm-hmm. The martial law has been used 68 times against Americans. They cannot use it unless they have the congressmen to approve it.
Right, and
I want to explain what FBA was, because I think you might be FBA. I'm not quite sure. FBA is Foundational Black Americans, meaning we was here before America became the United States of America. Before they fought in that independent war, we was here as either free men or enslaved.
Right.
Oh yes, we were.
Right. So,
my family is Lenape Indian, so yeah, we were.
I looked at your page. That's why I want to explain it.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're considered FBA. You're one of us, okay? You're considered FBA. Okay.
Okay.
We're Foundational Black Americans. We just united our tribes. We united our indigenous tribe and our African ancestry tribe. So we were all classified as black anyway, so we might as well rock in this manner. We're Foundational Black Americans, and heavy on the foundational because a lot of people are coming over here claiming to be black. So that's why we have to put the foundation on there. We are talking about the Black Americans, the one that came from here, not the ones that might immigrated here. We are not immigrants in this country. We were here. This country existed, and we're here. We're not going anywhere. They can't ship us to any country, because what country can you ship us to when our tribes and there wasn't any countries back then. It was just empires. So where are these empires that they can ship us out to? They can't ship us anywhere. We're here to stay, and guess what? We're here to build up America like we've always done. We're not here to undermine America. We're here to build up America and hold it to the Statue of Liberty standard. Does that make sense? That's what we do. We are the ones saying, hey, we're going to make sure you follow every word that you say in that Constitution. We're going to make sure that it's fair for everybody, not just us.
Oh, I agree with that.
Before you go, I would like to bring some attention to the martial law. The USA is using the martial law in Haiti right now, y'all. So What they're doing, this is backed up by the U.S. government. What they're doing in Haiti, that is martial law. They have done it to us 68 times in America. So if you can see what they're doing to Haiti, remember they done it to us first. And if we don't get out this cycle, it will be done to us again.
All right.
Yes,
Okay,
well.
we got about 10 or 15 minutes before I shut down the live, y'all. I want to get the new people up here to speak. You guys have 2 minutes to speak, or a minute and 30 seconds to speak. I'm gonna give Abdul, Old Soul, and then we're gonna go with Chaz. Okay. So go ahead, Abdul. Same
Yes.
question.
Can you
How
hear
doing,
me?
brother? Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, well, in case of civil unrest, I will prepare for war. It's the only thing I can do.
War with who?
With whoever.
Okay.
My enemy, whoever he may be.
Okay.
I gave an oath to defend this country against my enemies, foreign and domestic.
Okay.
So whichever enemy it is, that's what I'm defending against.
And that's another thing. We got to understand that, you know, the lines are going to be blurred. You got to understand that you're not going to know who's good, who's bad. The line, if something like this does kick off, I can guarantee you it's not going to be like the movie. It's going to be, the lines are going to be blurred. And I'm not asking this question to put anybody in a box or boogeyman anybody. It's a possibility. I hope and pray it doesn't happen. That we don't want it to happen, but it's a possibility. But I want us all thinking on the point. Number one thing is you got to survive. Do what's necessary to survive. Okay, pay attention. Pay attention. You know, I don't know of any sanctuary cities as of yet, but pay attention. That's all I'm going to say. And be connected with the grassroots, because the grassroots is going to have a solution for us, y'all. Okay, so we got to survive, and make sure you tuned in and connected with the grassroots. And there's a couple things you can do. I forgot there's this messenger system that's run by satellite. You guys want to make sure you download that. I can't remember the name. Somebody remind me, and I'll have it for tomorrow. But there's a specific app that you can download on your phone that's ran by satellite that doesn't need internet, and you're able to send messages. Okay, a lot of people are going to be using that. I just can't think of the name. If anybody knows,
I would join the Black Panthers. I would actively join the Black Panthers. And I believe they have the African American neighborhood in good standards. So that would be
okay. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. I don't know the name, y'all, but we're gonna figure out the name, and I'll get it to everybody. And that's something you guys can put on your phone. I think I have it on my phone. I just don't want to mess with it right now. Well, I'm sure I have it on my phone, but I don't want to mess with it right now. I'll figure out that app and I'll get that to you guys. But use your walkie-talkies, all that stuff. Like I said, if they cut the grid off, they cut the grid off. You know, y'all need to be ready and prepared. You know, some of y'all, you better get that garden cracking, and you better hunt for a little bit of food. You know, because it's going to be what it is if it comes to that. Now, I hope it doesn't, and if it comes to that, I want the family to be prepared. And I don't want them to say, y'all didn't know. You know, if you come to this podcast, you're going to know some things. Okay, we're going to give you the game. Let's go with Old Soul and go to Chaz. And then after Chaz speaks, I'm going to let Wolfie close us out. Okay?
Can I make one statement here?
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
I am an old man, so to speak. And my viewpoint on the situation is a lot different from you guys. I am pro-African American, which does not make me anti-anything else. But I am supportive of the African American neighborhood. I heard it mentioned that Kamala in her job she was doing in California. If she did a hell of a job in California, that would make me look up to her because I can feel comfortable she's doing the job. One thing I want to say is Donald Trump eliminated the affirmative action plan, and that would affect our neighborhood more so than anyone else's neighborhood. That's something to think about.
Affirmative action didn't affect us at all. Matter of fact, if you go look at the schools right now, we as far as college goes, college tuition and things like that, it stayed the same. You know whose numbers dropped? Asians' numbers dropped because they didn't have affirmative action, and they're the ones suing the government right now. So affirmative action never really benefited Black Americans. We know who it benefited. It benefited white women the most. Okay, when they classified women as minorities, that's where the benefits went. So you know, so affirmative action doesn't affect the Black community. We've always been on point. We're at the same amount of number of jobs that we've always had throughout the years, whether we had affirmative action or not. I just want people to recognize that. That's another part of propaganda. That's another part of the...
No, I'm telling you what I lived, not what I heard or what I read.
I feel you, brother, and I respect you. You know, thank you for your service. You sound like you probably served in the military. Thank you for your service, brother. We appreciate you, but I'm just here to correct some of the information that's out there.
Well, I'm telling you,
I'm going to say what it is, brother. Affirmative action, that is not a lick for Black Americans. We don't need it. We never.
Well, it helped us in point of getting jobs.
We benefited mostly at LGBT. It benefited mostly that,
helped us.
And they took it and they ran with it. And other Asian communities and other immigrant communities, they latched onto that, brother. Okay.
Yeah, but it helped
affirmative action. I'm glad they took it away. And look at us. We're still thriving. We're still taking that away, brother. We're not. I gotta close this mic out. I'll argue with you another time, but not today. Let me go to Old Soul, and then we're gonna go to Chaz, and then Wolfie's gonna close us out. Go ahead, Old Soul. Old Soul, unmute your mic. I think is that the Muppets or Fraggle Rock on there?
That's the Muppets, Ernie and Bernie.
Ernie and Bernie, okay. Old Soul, are you there? Going once, going twice. Okay, Chaz, unmute your mic, brother. Chaz, unmute your mic. Chaz, unmute your mic. Did I mute you guys up? Is that what it is? Okay, your mic is turned on. Chaz, let me unmute Old Soul just in case. Your mic is turned on.
Yeah, you muted me, brother.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Old Soul. Go ahead and go first.
Yeah, I'm in my 50s, man. I made it this far. Respectfully, I made it this far without my people. I stand alone. I do everything by myself. I stand alone, and I made it to 50. So don't challenge me because I did this without you. And it was my people who was telling me to watch out for the other races, and it was my people who was harming me, pew-pewing me, trying to unalive me. I'm battling with food poisoning right now. It was my race who told me to watch out for the other races and gave me all this education, even put me on airplanes and flew me to other states to learn it. But as my race was telling me this, they was trying to unalive me at the same time. My people.
Where'd you grow up at, brother?
I grew up on the planet. We're not finna, you can't define me. I grew up on the planet. I'm from planet Earth like you, and I've traveled the planet.
Brother, I'm asking you a question, brother. Where did you grow up at? Because that's not typical, okay? What you're saying is anecdotal. We understand there's some issues in our community, and we understand we have some infighting going on. But I'm sorry that you had to do it alone, brother. I'm sorry, okay? And I'm sure there are people that feel just like you feel today, okay? But I'm asking you a question. This is not for you to vent this is not that. If you want to vent, go jump on another live and do that. We're trying to do something constructive. We're trying to build here. So I get it that you have been wronged by your community. I'm sure there's not anybody in the Black community that can't say somebody in the Black community wronged them. It's called proximity. It's called proximity, brother. If you're around a lot of Black people, guess who's only going to harm you? Probably Black people, brother. Okay, so I'll drop you, brother. Okay, so thank you for coming up and sharing that. All right, Chaz, go ahead and unmute your mic, brother. I don't know why they come up here just to do that. I don't know.
Now they finna blame us for being biased.
Yeah, just off the conversation, totally agree. Yeah, the gentleman that was beforehand, you can't take stuff that happened in the community to you because that's pretty much across the board. Everybody has a story like that, but that's nothing. The thing of it is with this war type situation, I can just say people just have to get prepared, get their mind right, keep their head on the swivel, communicate with the people that you need to communicate, and stop living off of false narratives of dream stuff in your mind. Because if something were to go off, they're going to come to hurt you. So you got to get your mind right. You got to get organized, and you just got to work together. And then, because it's really not our problem, it's their problem. They created it. They'll have to fix it. And if they think it's going to end overnight, they're wrong. And I land my plane.
All right, thank you, brother. All right, hold on real quick. I'm going to get these last couple people. Y'all got 1 minute. Okay, well, somebody, they can't even come in. Look, so I'm just going to let them out. Okay, Wolfie, go ahead and close this out.
As I'm closing, have everybody said their goodbyes? Sir, you're a Sambo.
This world is such a, and when I say this world, I mean it. I don't mean in an ideal sense. I mean in every day, every little thing you do. It's such a, gimme. Everybody back off. You know, everybody's like, you taught that from school, everywhere. Big business. If you want to be successful, you want to be like Trump, gimme. Push. Step. Crush. That's how it all is. And it's like, nobody ever stopped. Just, you know, I feel like, instead of us just being like, slavery's bad, slavery's down, bad whitey. I mean, all right, let's stop that. And everybody's smart enough to know that, I mean, we've been slighted. And we want ours. And I don't mean by like ours, 40 acres and a mule, because we're past that. But we need help. I mean, for us to be on our own 2 feet, us meaning youth or us meaning black people, whatever you want to take it from, for us to be on our own 2 feet, we do need help. Because we have been here. We have been a good friend. If you want to make it a relationship type thing, we have been there, and now we deserve our payback. It's like you got a friend that you don't never look out for. You know, you dressed up in jewels. Now Americans, you got jewels, and they paid and everything, and they lending money to everybody except us. And it's like, you know, everybody need a little help on their way to being, you know, self-reliant. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole thing about the album, about the Special Olympics. Everybody need a little something and they to be independent. No independent person just grew up and was born independent. You worked and you learned teamwork and you learned cooperation and unity and struggle, and then you became independent. And we have to teach that and instill that. And why is it that they want to do that? I mean, if this is truly a melting pot in the country where we care about him, Lady Liberty got a hand like this, she really loves us, then we really need to be like that. And it needs to be the black kids. If there's a white person who got money, then you need to help them. You need to help black kids, Mexican kids, Korean kids, whatever. But it needs to be real. And it need to be before we all die, and then you say, oh, I made it. We really should have helped these folks. It's going to be too late. You know what I'm saying? And then that's when you got to pay your own karma. And that's when God make you punish. When God punishes you. Because I feel like, you know, it's too much money here. I mean, nobody should be hitting lotto for $36 million and we got people starving in the streets. That is not idealistic. That's just real. That is just stupid.
Sound like Tupac.
But whoever to have $1 million, $2 billion, and then there's people starving. There's no way. There's no way that these people should own planes and their people don't have houses, apartments, shacks, drawers, pants. So people would say, well, they earned it. Now you go out there and earn it. If they earned it, then I think that that's good. I think that they deserve it. But even if you earned it, you still owe. Because look at me, I don't have that mega money, but I feel guilty walking by somebody. I got to give them some mail. And if I know I got $3,000 in my pocket, I feel like it's wrong to give that person a quarter or $1. It's wrong. Only you know what you got in your pocket. And that's wrong. No matter what they do, if they take it and drink it, they take it and drink it. But, I mean, you got. You understand? And we all know how hard it is, and it's not about if you good or you bad. So since it's not about if you good or you bad, we know that because he don't got, don't mean he was bad. Or don't mean he's a criminal, or don't mean he's crazy, or a drug addict, or none of that. It just means he don't got. And ain't it bad that you got 30? I mean, can you imagine somebody having $32 million? $32 million. And this person has nothing, and you can sleep. You can still go to the movies about, I mean, and then these are the type of people that get humanitarian awards. $1 millions. By the fact that they millionaires and there's so many poor people shows how unhumane they are. You know what I'm saying? And that bugs me. Not saying that when I'm never going to be rich, and you know what I'm saying? But I'm saying it's a struggle, and I think everybody deserves it. And I think there's a way to pay these people. I think there is a way. It just takes to be revolutionary, and it takes to do something out of the ordinary. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that if we just said, okay, I got an idea. No more porno buildings. You know what I'm saying? Let's build houses. Or no more polo games. Let's build houses for poor people. You know what I'm saying? Or, look, okay, I know you're rich. I know you got $40 billion, but can you just keep it to one house? You only need one house. And if you only got 2 kids, can you just keep it to 2 rooms? I mean, why have 52 rooms and you know there's somebody with no room? It just don't make sense to me. It don't. And then these people celebrate Christmas. They got big trees, huge trees, all the little trimmings. Everybody got gifts, and then somebody's starving. And they're having a white Christmas. They're having a great Christmas, eggnog and the whole nine. That's not fair to me.
That's what I want to lead y'all with. The elite is still eluding where we have to take care of ourselves. So, thank you.
All right. Thank y'all for coming to the Too Much Moxie podcast. I am your humble host, Too Much. And y'all, we are out. Everybody have a good afternoon and a good morning, okay? Y'all take care.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Mañana. I'll see y'all mañana.
Take care, people.